Welcome to the UglyMugsPodcast. I'm your host, Quincy.
And your other host, Justin.
So let's start over with your tea today because you did something I felt was out of your realm.
I got clove sugar and water. Oh, and then I put in a orange and spice tea bag from Bigelow because we have a whole assortment of Bigelow drink. And
So
it's not bad.
you had the orange and spice, and I was like, that would go perfectly with the clove tea, in my opinion.
And
I
I
got
rolled
clove
my
tea,
eyes.
clove sugar.
I rolled my eyes and I said, no. And then a moment later, fine. And so I put in a couple shakes. It's not bad.
I mean,
Clove
you
is
didn't
still
put a lot
out.
in.
Yeah, no, I put a couple shakes in. I'm not. It's not out of my reach right now. I can taste the clove sugar, and it is, but it's not bad. I like it.
How would you feel about like a cinnamon sugar instead?
With this orange, maybe
Like the spicier side of the
the
cinnamon?
spicier side of the cinnamon, maybe. But I would probably lean toward like an actual fruit to keep it fruity because I like fruit flavors.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So like if they were to do like an orange sugar,
Ooh,
that would be something you've been doing. I mean, you've got the strawberry one, but the strawberry sugar wouldn't go good with that, I don't think.
strawberry and oranges.
No, because of the spice.
Oh,
part.
because of the spices.
So, I am drinking. I did a K-Cup today, and so I did the Sam's Choice Organic Colombian Supremo. This was one I picked up, and what I actually really like about this is I find that most of the times when I get K-Cups, they can only do like the lower settings. I've got the big Keurig. I don't remember what it's called. It's like the Elite or something like that. It's the really big one. So it's got 6 or 7 different cup sizes on it. And I find that most K-Cups can't go past the first 3. This one can go to the highest without the coffee tasting watered down.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
So this one's not a bad one. It's actually pretty cheap too at Walmart. It's one of the lower end ones, and you get a good chunk in the box. So I was actually altogether happy with this purchase.
I mean, Colombian roasts,
Yeah, I mean,
pretty good.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's start with the movies you watched last week.
Okay, Fanboys, good movie. I thought it was going to be a little more raunchy than what it was.
Yeah,
It was raunchy, but it's not. It wasn't like lowbrow raunchy. It was like midbrow.
it's
raunchy.
not an American Pie movie.
And oh, thank God! Like it had its few moments. Like I can see why it would get panned, but at the same time, it's satire.
Well,
It's supposed to adhere to the satire of we're nerds. We're going on this long mission to go and see this thing. That's it. That's the premise.
yeah.
All the extra stuff was entertaining and it was interesting, and all the cameos, all the extra people they
There's
threw
a
in.
lot of little stuff in it that I love. The
Oh, hell yeah.
cameos, the fact that the coffee shop that they go to is the same coffee shop from Veronica Mars, which is her other character, because it's Kristen Bell.
Oh,
So all those little things. Now I learned some stuff about this movie. This movie gets panned on Rotten Tomatoes at 31%.
Yeah.
I learned that apparently there's a different version of this movie out there. The production company, the Weinstein Company, decided they were going to change the movie before releasing it, and this movie actually had like a 3 or 4 release date changes before it finally came out. I want to see the actual release date. Yeah, I know about this. It's a box office bomb. That's what he's highlighting for me right now. They spent about $8 million. They made
they
$960,000.
barely made $1 million. But then again, as said, I can sort of see why. But then I want to say that this might have been.
I think it's the release date.
I think it might be too, because it probably released with, like, oops. I'm trying to figure out movies of this date. Go ahead and keep pandering.
So it was originally supposed to come out, I think, 2 or 3 years before it actually did.
Yeah.
There was even points where they started putting up posters with a date that it never released on.
Oh, yo.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
That movie didn't do well either, though. People were mad at it. So it actually
Okay.
released on the same day. You pulled up its Iceland release date, though. I don't know if you know that.
Well, I'm figuring.
So
'cause
the day it dropped in Iceland is also the day that the Friday the 13th reboot dropped.
But that's the other thing. It didn't have another date for anything else.
No. It was very hard to figure out the release date. It was only actually shown, the original version was only actually shown once by the actual director. He released it at like a film festival.
Yo, Quincy.
So, the International. That's a big one.
Yeah, that would have been a nice contender. Probably one of the only movies that I like Clive Owen in, aside from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
What else has Clive Owen been in? Can you pull him up? I know I've seen something. I like Clive Owen a lot more than this one. Keep scrolling down.
Yeah, no, Sin City. I forgot he was in Sin City.
Oh yeah, he's amazing in Sin City. I love him in Sin City. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Oh, Shoot 'Em Up.
That's
The movie's not great, but Clive Owen in it is fucking awesome.
the one where he hates all the little nitpicks.
Yeah, the one where he kills someone with a carrot. So,
Yeah.
but I feel him like when people throw trash out their car in front of me, or when people don't use their turn signals in front of me. I totally get it.
Bastards.
So, final verdict on Fanboys. How did you feel?
If I had gone without seeing it, I feel like I wouldn't have missed too much. But I'm glad you still showed me.
Yeah.
Like as I said, it was satire to the middle degree, not to the highest degree. It didn't leave me any lesser of a person, but
You don't regret that 2 hours. Though.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, I don't regret it. It was funny. It got a few good chortles out of me.
I mean, I've seen movies where I go, I'm never getting that time back.
Yeah,
And that's a big issue for me when it comes. That's how I can definitely tell a movie is.
that's
bad.
how I kind of feel about this movie that we're going to talk about.
I can't believe you feel that way about this one.
Zodiac. The reason why I feel like it is because it didn't give me any push pull for the characters. Like the characters themselves are fine, but their push pull for their antagonist, and then having the speculation at the very end. I'm like, that's not a very satisfying ending.
But the problem is it's based off a true story, so they have to give you
So
what the actual ending is.
I get it. But the least they could have given me was a little bit more of the killer, continuously prodding at them.
Yeah.
And instead, it had him going into hiding not once but multiple times, and then a 5-year time skip,
Yeah.
and then he comes back out. It's like,
But again, that's how Zodiac
I know,
actually happened.
I know.
So what I love that David Fincher did with this movie, and it's something Lauren loves as well, is we only hear about the killings. We only see the killings, I should say, that either A, had survivors, or B, had witnesses. The ones where no one actually witnessed it or everyone died, he doesn't show. They get mentioned.
It gets
but we
put in the
don't
papers.
we don't actually watch it happen.
Yeah.
Which was a very interesting take on filming.
I mean, that would be how a view of the person coming in and doing the murdering.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
All-star cast?
Well, it was a pretty good a really good cast. Mark Bag of Ruffles, Robert Downey Jr., and Jake Jelly Beans. Pretty good.
You were trying hard on the Jake Jelly Beans one, weren't you?
I wasn't. I had it before. It's just I was just like it's Jillin.
Okay. Now,
it wasn't bad. I liked it. It was good. I just.
Do you have a favorite movie for each one of these people?
Gyllenhaal, not so much.
Okay. I can tell you have a least favorite movie for Gyllenhaal, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Sands of Time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no idea what caused him to get that role.
Did you see Donnie Darko?
A long time ago, yeah.
So that's the one everyone loves him for.
You don't like him.
I think he's great in the movie. I think the writing in the movie is fucking shit.
Oh yeah. It's a little out there.
It takes into time travel and it gets.
Okay, you want my least favorite time travel set?
Hmm.
Terminator. I fucking
Why?
hate it because it's a rinse and repeat. Basically, we'll send someone back to the past to fix this. Oh, we'll send someone further back to fix that problem. Oh no, it didn't happen. Another one back to the same time.
To be fair, it's not we're sending someone back to fix the problem.
Well,
it's we're sending back someone to
fix.
Well, no. It's we're sending someone back to stop our leader from being killed. Because if our leader gets killed, we don't win.
We don't win, or we don't exist. And then it's like, okay, cool. But then, even though it happens, technically, it's like, how did that
happen? They keep saving him further on. Right?
Yeah, it keeps doing that. But what I'm saying is, have you seen Terminator Genesis?
No, that's the one I haven't seen.
Okay, that's where things actually make me angry at the entire Terminator set.
Okay.
And then we got one more coming out later on that I really don't want to talk about because
Sarah Connor's back.
I don't care.
She looks so good.
I can look good on any given day.
No.
I can't like Terminator anymore because of how it handles time.
I just find it so weird that the first one was a horror movie. That's what he was setting out to make, and then the second one was an action movie, and it's so weird that like how it changed.
The contrast. Oh yeah.
But I do have to say I like T2 better than T1. I like Schwarzenegger better as a hero than a villain.
Yeah.
It
was a rewire.
But no, I think the worst movie where time travel stops making sense is probably Time Cop.
I can concur with that. Another one I would probably throw out there is probably Demolition Man, just the fact of freezing people still isn't a smart idea.
I mean, that one's assuming that we have the technology.
Okay.
But that's not
and
a time
also,
travel movie,
fucking
though.
Taco Bell wins the fucking fast food wars?
Well, no, Taco Bell doesn't win the wars. Taco Bell is the place that didn't pick a side and stayed open during the war or during the wars, and that's why it's become fancy. It earned everyone's respect.
I thought it won the war.
It wasn't a war between the fast food places; it was like a world war.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna
also
say what my issue is with Donnie Darko,
Did you
and
have to use the 3 seashells?
he doesn't know how to use the 3 shells. Do you want to know? You said you've seen it, but it's been a while.
It's been a lot.
Can I talk about
Go
Darko?
ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
I can remember a vast majority of it.
This is a huge spoiler. Anyone that has not seen Donnie Darko, anyone that wants to see Donnie Darko, do not listen to this part. Skip ahead a few seconds.
About 20 seconds.
He goes through a wormhole and comes back in time so that he can die so that he never causes the death of someone else. But if you kill future him, why wouldn't past him still be around? Done.
You're
Spoiler
right.
over.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay.
It's a very simple one. Like, it doesn't make any sense. No matter how time travel works, that doesn't make sense. But we'll move on. I digress.
We all digress.
Tonight's movies are we're gonna watch the Wazowskis. I don't know how they prefer to be called. I do believe now they are the Wazowski sisters. So we're gonna watch the Wazowski sisters Speed Racer live action.
And I for anyone who has any idea about me, I love old anime shit. Like the oldest I'll go is probably Cyborg 009, and before that, like I love all that old style, quick drawn, same panel, anime style. And so Speed Racer would be up there, and the dubbing into American
It's hilarious.
is hilarious. No, do not hit me. Ah.
It's classic dubbing though. It's like old Godzilla movies.
Oh well, the old Godzilla movies at least have some semblance to how they are on screen.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have the American dubbing where it's
What I always found
inane.
funny about the Godzilla dubbings was that you could tell it was dubbed not because the mouth syncing was off, but because the dubbing audio would go over the sound effects for the movie.
Yeah,
And you're like, why can't I hear the movie as well as I was hearing it 5 seconds ago? So yeah, we're doing live action Speed Racer, and for anyone that does want to understand Justin's love for Speed Racer, I took him to the dentist a couple of years back. He had to get some teeth pulled.
Oh, that's right.
And they wanted to wheel him out in a wheelchair because he was loopy. And the lady, bless her soul, let go of your wheelchair for a second, and you took off down the hallway
Racer.
yelling
Racer.
Speed Racer, and then started singing the song, and we had to catch up. I put the child safety locks on the car before I let you in the car, and as soon as I pulled up to Walgreens so we could get your prescription, you tried jumping out of the car before it was actually parked, and I was so glad I put the child safety locks on. You were high.
I was gone. I remember the Speed Racer part. I don't remember everything else.
Yeah, you
And
tried
then-
getting out of the car. Your mom panicked, and then she realized I had the child
locks.
safety locks on.
Yeah, and then halfway during our the wait for the prescriptions, I sobered up,
A little bit, yeah.
and I was like, "Oh,
You weren't feeling good.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Mom.
So, interesting thing. I've never had to be put under for anything because I haven't had any severe work done.
Yeah.
Well, I've had major work done, but I've had things done where they couldn't. I had to have my skull stapled shut. They couldn't put me under for that. I cracked my skull open when I was a kid.
Okay,
And
they
had
couldn't
to
put you
staple
under for
it.
that.
No, it was get
Oh.
him in instead. We don't have time.
Yeah. Okay.
His head is open. You
Yeah,
know.
You're right. You're right. That might be a problem.
But so I've never actually been put under. My mother has. She cries when she comes out of anesthesia. Doesn't know why. She just does. It's a side effect she has from it. But tonight's movies are that one, and then the other one is Zach and Mary Make a Porno.
I know nothing of it. I saw the little bit of a trailer you showed
Mhm.
me, and I was like,
It's good.
It
It's a
looks-
Seth Rogen movie where he's not the Seth Rogen character he plays in every movie.
and
Which
not
is
doing
what I
that
like.
annoying as shit laugh he does.
Oh, I'm sure he probably still does a laugh at least once. It's just his laugh.
It is his laugh, but there was a Hot One segment that he did where everyone was panning on his laugh. I mean, he seems like a good enough guy, but that laugh though.
So this one is another one of those ones where the movie kind of got fucked with. So this was a Miramax release. No, was it Miramax? you pull it up?
I'm pulling it up.
I want to say it was Miramax, but it could have been
What's her name?
Mary or Miri. I don't remember.
Oh,
It'll come up.
I hope so, because if not,
It'll come up. There you go.
Oh, Zach and Miri.
Yeah, Miri. Sorry.
It is a screenplay and directed by Kevin Smith. Where do I find out about this shit?
Probably on keep scrolling.
I'm scrolling.
Oh, Weinstein Company. There you go.
Oh,
So it actually is the same company that did Fanboys. There was a lot of back and forth with this movie. This movie didn't do well.
No.
One of the main reasons is because
I mean-
it was being advertised under 2 different names.
I mean,
It made 48. They spent 24. Technically, that's a success. This movie probably could have done a lot better.
oh yeah.
But what happened was it's called Zack and Mary Make Porno, and the production company wanted to take out bench ads and stuff like that, but didn't. None of the bench companies wanted the word porno
Yeah.
on there, so they
Yeah.
just started calling it Zack and Mary. Scroll up and look at the poster. That's the poster. So it was the same poster, but without the make a porno part. So no one had any idea what this movie was about. And then there was advertisements over on the other side where it actually had the full thing, Zack and Miri Make a Porno. So this movie, there was a lot of confusion. Kevin Smith talks about it a good amount.
Yeah.
But it's Elizabeth Banks, who I fucking love. Elizabeth Banks is an amazing actress.
Yeah.
Um,
She seemed like she was having the most fun out of that entire.
Craig
cast.
Robinson, who has his roles I love and has his roles I hate. He's in Pineapple Express, and I don't like that movie at all.
I have still yet to see that one.
I don't enjoy it.
Okay.
But he's hilarious in this one. It's a pretty enjoyable movie. I think you're gonna enjoy it.
Okay.
So next week, I don't think we have anything picked.
No, but
We went to Zia and bought like 20 movies. So
yeah, we bought a few. Well, a couple of them are episodic, such as Speed Racer season 5
Yeah.
for the US set. What was the other episodic thing I bought?
I don't remember. I know I bought the first season of Castle.
Yeah, I bought 2 anime episodicals and Speed Racer. One, the episodicals was Speed Racer, and then the movie Speed Racer that we're watching tonight. And then there was another one. I bought 5 total at $2 a piece because Zia's fucking amazing with their pricing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll just have to mention it next week.
Yeah.
Either that or email us, DM us, give us things to do. Tweet.
We've both got our email and our Twitter for this hooked up. Well, you don't have the Twitter hooked up yet, but I've got that on.
Yeah,
par.
you got it. But if you still at me at Longshot Heroes, Longshot_Heroes, then yeah,
Capital L.
It doesn't matter. It'll still
Okay.
bring it up.
But we've got our Twitters. I've got the podcast Twitter, and then we both have access to the email on our phones. You can get a hold of us
Yes.
pretty much any time, unless we're asleep or in the middle of a movie.
And
because
what's funny is, whenever he sleeps, I'm awake. Whenever I'm awake, he's asleep, and
Pretty
this is
much.
our only like crossover time.
Yeah. On Thursdays, I'm up when you would normally be up because we do the movie night. But the rest of the week,
Yeah, the rest of the week.
so I have a movie review. I went and saw a movie. You didn't go with.
No, but I had a generalized opinion of it already.
Well, it was also a last minute invite. We were invited by some friends. It was like a double date type of thing. So I saw the new live action Aladdin.
Yeah, and you said you liked it.
I did. That being the fact that this is my all time favorite Disney movie.
Did I tell you what mine was?
I don't think so.
Hunchback.
You're weird.
I the architecture that they had in it, the songs that they had were very methodical. Hellfire was just a great song, even in a children's goddamn movie.
Oh yeah, no, that song. I enjoy the movie, but that was the one that was always on for some reason. So that's the one I got freaking tired of seeing.
I guess. And then I have another one that I don't want to mention as far as favorite Disney movies.
Oh, come on, tell me.
Dumbo.
Really, you like Dumbo?
That's why I'm like really sketch on the live action Dumbo.
A lot of people said that wow, Burton still made it dark because that was the whole thing. Why
That's what I was afraid of.
Well, that's why Walt did it though. Is he made it dark because he wanted to show people what circuses were like because he hated circuses.
Yeah.
Everyone says while it's dark, it kind of drags.
Okay. That's.
So-
I mean, to be fair though, Dumbo had its like.
That's like pre-viewings.
Yeah. But then again, you also have Dumbo, the cartoon from the '60s, It was dark and it had a bit of racism in it.
Oh yeah, with the crows.
Yeah, so it's like, come.
I mean,
I keep saying that today.
they weren't necessarily. It wasn't necessarily racist because there wasn't anything negative about them.
But they were going.
But the
"Oh, God."
yeah, the voicing and the words were a stereotype. But at that time,
grab
was
the
it a
neck
stereotype or was that how people were talking? You know,
Both.
you kind of have to ask yourself: was that person doing a voice or was that person? Because I don't know who the voice actors were, but you have to ask yourself: was that person doing a voice or was that just how that person talked, and that's why they were hired?
Okay.
I don't know that for sure, but you know, it was a different time. Dumbo is enjoyable. The pink elephant scene was always crazy when I was a
Oh
kid.
hell yeah! That's one of the main reasons why I like it.
I feel like Dumbo though was kind of one of those ones where it's like because Dumbo doesn't sing, you know, like you don't have the main character doing a musical number.
No, you have very few songs at all.
So I'm not gonna give any spoilers on Aladdin. I will say one thing: Jasmine gets a new song that they broke into 2 parts, so she gets to sing 2 times solo, and it was really nice. Iago is much more parrot and less active cartoon. I enjoyed it. It's good. I still like the original better, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad that this movie happened.
Hey.
Originally, I was. Having seen it, I'm okay with it.
Okay. Good shit.
From here, I'd like to move into the fact that I have a podcast that I started listening to. And as we talked, I probably have 300 plus podcasts on my phone. I drive for work, so I need things to listen to, and I didn't get my Audible credit this month. My bad. That was on me. So it's extra podcast this month. I just started a new one. They've got 3 episodes out. I am halfway through the 3rd episode. Bill Nye has a new podcast called Science Rules. It's a call-in type of thing. You listen to it live on the internet, and you can call in and talk to him and ask him questions. He has a co-host, and they bring in a different scientist for each episode. Each episode has a theme. I'm really enjoying it. I am all for science, and I'm all for Bill Nye. I loved his show when it came out on Netflix.
Bill.
And I loved his original Disney show, the one you're quoting over there.
Yes.
Which is going to be, like, I fully intend on eventually calling in on an episode. I'm going to wait for a topic that I really have something to ask him about. It's going to be so hard that when they answer the phone for me to not just start chanting Bill at him. Like, it's going to take all of my restraint not to start chanting Bill. I'm going to jump on our Twitter after this episode and put a reach out to that podcast on our page for anyone that wants to check it out.
And hopefully they give us a high five.
He didn't actually create a Twitter page for it. Bill's just pushing it on his own Twitter.
That's fine then. Well, then we'll push him to push us. Hopefully.
Science
rules.
Now let's move into the realm of not legit science. Do you want to talk about what you got up?
Fucking A. Okay, so me and Quincy are kind of a fan of Rocket League.
Never played it.
But we never played it.
I've watched it.
We've watched it. We enjoy its appearances.
We have Game Pass. It's on there, as well as the Xbox added stuff is on there.
I got it on Steam, and I've installed it once, played it for maybe 3 minutes, got a little dizzy.
I didn't even do that.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, I'm feeling better about it. I can now play it. You're feeling good about it because of this exact reason. So, from June 10th to August 19th, it is having a Radical Summer. And what this Radical Summer is, it is including of blockbusters, of culture, of television, and then one last week toward the very end to grab all of these skins or tires or whatever, what have you. It involves Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, The Goonies, fucking
WCW wrestling, I would assume it
WWF.
is. Oh, WWF. Sorry, WWF.
So it had Ultimate fucking Warrior in that.
I feel like Warrior, didn't he go on WCW for a bit?
I don't, maybe, but it was WWF.
Okay.
It was what I saw.
They actually showed okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, I wonder if it has Macho Man. If it has,
Oh yeah.
Bonesaw is ready.
I got you for 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Why do we quote that more than his actual wrestling career?
I mean, I hit his wrestling career more often than not. Cause
Yeah.
I go,
Well,
oh,
I mean,
man, that is too sweet to be sour.
I was a Hogan fan growing up, so
I was.
I mean, Macho was right there.
I was Macho. I was more Macho because I had two. I had one Macho of the stretchables. The what do they call
Stretch
them?
Armstrongs.
Thank you. I had one of those. I ripped it. Mom got me a new one. I was like, oh hell yeah.
Well, my whole thing is, and I know that there's a lot of controversy with Hogan, but I'm talking Hogan as a character, not Hogan as the man
person.
in real life.
Yeah.
And you're also talking, 20 years ago.
More than that.
Well, for me,
Oh, okay.
I wasn't around when his career started. But you're talking, I went to WCW events when I was growing up.
Yeah.
But for me, it was always the fact that you've got Hulk Hogan, who is embodying a comic book character as well. In fact, Hulk Hogan in Marvel is a thing. So that's why, for me, like, there was that connection.
I suppose.
But back to Rocket League. Sorry.
So back to the Rocket League. So the Ghostbusters Ecto-Wing car pack comes out June 10th. And then a month
beautiful.
and some change later comes the Knight Rider car pack. And then it comes with like extra pieces and
yeah, they've got like rims for the regular cars so that you're not driving. So you can be in the Ecto-1, you can be Kit, or you can have Ghostbuster logos on your rims.
Yeah, it's so I love all of the stuff you could do to your vehicles. And also, I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, so because they're doing all kinds of customizable stuff. This one right here, it's got the hoverboard from Back to the Future above it because they've also got the DeLorean as an available car. And then the rims is ET going across the moon.
Holy shit!
And then over here you've got a Cobra on it. Is that Cobra Kai?
I think that might be Cobra Kai.
And then one of the other cars has Slimer above it. They're also doing Goonies things. They have a car that says Goonies on the side, and it's wearing a headband as well. There's just there's the Goonies ones down there. Actually, it's got the pirate hat.
Yeah.
I can't tell what the one in the far back is.
I can't either.
But they're doing all kinds of really cool stuff. It looks like they signed a deal with Universal.
And also, they're doing this limited time game mode called Ghost Time, where you and a friend have to take the ball to the goal instead of trying to hit it.
You have to use. You've got the
plasma.
the proton pack, the stream, the proton stream.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's fucking cool.
Well, if you look, I don't know, but I could be wrong, but it looks like this might be designed to look like the clock tower from Back to the Future.
Maybe.
You have the clocks in the back?
Maybe.
The ring itself. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to download this. It's on Game Pass.
You're probably going to go for either Ghostbusters or Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah, Back to the Future all the way. I mean, I'm going to go to try to get all of them because these are limited, right?
Limited time and then one final week.
Okay.
So the blockbusters are June 10th to June 30th. I assume that's the movies. The culture ones, I think, are like the wrestling and the other style. I don't know if it's going to be a part of the television.
Those are going to, yeah.
Then what's going to be culture?
I think they're kind of going for that whole,
like
just that 80s
vaporwave
look in general.
Okay, and then television at the end from July 22nd to August 12th, which might include it includes the Knight Rider, but I don't know if it'll include the others. I
would have loved to have been a kid in the 80s and a teenager in the 90s, because then dealing with the 2000s would have seemed worth it. Okay, so that's a closer look at the hoverboard.
Marty Jr. Oh, the hat.
Oh, it's got the hat. That's cool.
Goonies hat.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the dojo.
That one's Miyagi's.
Mr. Miyagi.
And then that's Cobra Kai. Okay, that's cool.
Ectoplasm with the boost.
Interesting.
And then ET wheels, and then
Ghostbuster wheels,
and then that's it.
Okay, those are all really.
It's a VHS.
Yeah, it's a VHS. It's a banner.
Yeah, for your
gamer tag.
Yeah.
So that's cool. This
shit.
Actually, I got hyped enough for this that I was like, I might download this game. And their current thing, the Radical Summer, it's total 80s. It's a triangle. It kind of fades in color, and it's got little shapes in it. Yeah, the Vaporwave. There you go. And then it says Radical Summer over it, and Radical's got the lines through it. You remember how like you would pop in an old VHS tape and
Solo Cups.
There you go. I'm all here for this. I like this.
I'm okay. I'm neutral to it because me not being big fan of movie. But me get big fan of movie thanks to Quincey.
Yeah, well, when we're gonna go through the 80s with these movies, and you're gonna see some amazing shit you've probably never seen.
Probably.
Well, let's go into some sad or weird or just news we are against, I guess.
This.
How do you feel about this? I should say
the oversized cheese grater.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Mac Pro has now a $35,000 price tag, and it specs kind of match its bring out. I'm like, shit, this thing could pay for itself with Bitcoin mining, but at the same time, I'm like, can it even do that? Because it's a Mac. Apparently, it can play some PC shit. So I'm like, okay, if it can handle itself and handle everything that you throw at it, it gets a kudos from me. But for $35,000 at base level, no.
It straight up does look like a cheese grater too. Like he was explaining, like, you know how a cheese grater has the holes on the side? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's what this looks like. I'm like, Okay.
And then I show it to him. That's a fucking cheese grater.
I think also what confused me is you originally said MacBook, and I was like, that's the laptop. They put holes in the laptop.
I said MacBook Pro, and I was like, wait, it's not a MacBook. It's a tower.
Yeah.
And I was like,
But it's got handles on the top, which always confused me because stop moving your fucking tower around. Like, find a place you want to keep it.
I guess it's for the guy who wants to take it on the go.
And then it's got holes on the back that I'm assuming are for ventilation, but because it's that like silvery color that Apple does,
It looks like a
it
fucking
just looks
cheese
like a
grater.
cheese grater.
And I mean,
And honestly, if we were rich, I'd say let's buy it and do a YouTube video of us taking the cover off and just grating cheese.
I'm down. Real talk,
Um,
I am down. I'll take a big, huge hunk of fucking like this really nice Gouda cheese and just rake it across the front.
Find some Gouda that's just as expensive as the computer.
Jesus Christ.
This is a $7,000 video.
It's fucking 70,000.
Okay, so
Jesus. And then you brought up the monitor because I didn't get too much on the monitor, but then you were like, hey, there's a monitor price.
So,
at
pull up the other tab.
I think it's
I
this
wanna-
one. Yes.
No.
No.
The one next to it. No, go down, further, right there. Oh, no, okay.
There
There it is. Okay, sorry, we have like 80 tabs open.
Yeah, today we got a lot of news.
So, Apple decided they were going to come out with a new monitor, which is expected. They did a Pro Display XDR LCD monitor. It is 6016 by 3384 for resolution. 20 million pixels. They're saying it's 6K, which as soon as I told you that, you did the thing I did, where I went, wait,
But
6K? We don't have anything that goes 6K.
I mean,
Even the PlayStation Pro doesn't go 6K.
yeah, it goes four. It can go up to 4.5, and that's at best.
So that's a
With
K and a half
upscale.
wasted.
Yeah, that's a
You
K and a
know?
half wasted if it allows for it.
And it's like the only people I know of that are doing any kind of recording in 6K are like nature videos where someone went out and bought a 6K camera to go and record frogs and
In
deserts
6K.
and shit. And I'm like, I don't need to see that at 6K. I can walk outside. I live in a desert. I mean,
Darn the frickin'
I go to national parks. I'm not against camping. I can do all that stuff myself. I don't need to buy this. Okay, let me pull because the article doesn't have it. I don't need to buy this $5,000 monitor. Oh, it was up there. $4,999 for the monitor.
But here's what really caused me to go.
But wait,
But why?
there's more.
There is more.
They have the Pro Stand, which scroll up and look at that Pro Stand. Tell me what you think of that Pro Stand.
This?
Yeah. It's just a silver block.
It's a stick.
Which is sold separately for $999. So if you want
But-
this thing,
Wait, you get to move around your monitor.
give a
You get to
shit.
move it around. You get to adjust its height.
I can buy wall mounts that allow me to move my monitor for
But
fucking $40.
no, those don't work for it. Those are bad.
So not only is this a $1,000 stand pushing the price of the computer over $6,000, around $6,000, they're like, well, if you don't want that, we do have a not like a cheap version, which is the Visa mount adapter, which is $199. So a lot cheaper. But the thing is if you're buying this monitor and you don't want to put out the $1,000 or the $200, you better find a way to balance that bitch because it doesn't have a stand.
It does not. Which is weird.
So they just made a 6K $5,000 monitor that you have to, drill to a piece of wood if you don't want to spend $1,000 on a stand.
I would have. Oh man, I think they, because I'm reading a few of the comments right now. I'm curious to know if they actually did do the announcement during like a conference, and I would have loved to have heard just the sound of the audience going, "What the fuck, you guys?"
I don't think they did. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think they did. But the internet has taken off making fun of this thing like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all these things about what you could do rather than spending $1,000 on the monitor. I'm seeing things like you could plant, 900 trees, things like that.
I'm seeing a few that are saying the crowd laughed at that. So I'm like, ooh.
Oh, okay, so there was a crowd. Okay.
Oh.
It's fucking terrible.
You
know what this reminds me of?
Like, the monitor might be really fucking good. Don't get me wrong. I would love to play something on this thing.
32-inch, 6K.
Retina.
I don't know what that means.
I think it has like.
Does it mean it's looking back at me?
mm,
Yeah, retinas.
I know. I'm trying to think on how that is.
And then HDR viewing capabilities. Well, anything that doesn't have HDR viewing capabilities that is new kind of seems pointless, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So like, don't act like that's a big thing. Or they say advanced HDR view. What's this advancement? Tell me what the advancement is. Don't tell me it's advanced. What's the advancement? The plug's easier to put in? I don't give a shit. Like,
let's go ahead and stick with Apple.
Yeah, we'll stick with Apple for Go ahead and read this one because
Okay.
I have a theory.
So Variety put out an article and I caught a glimpse of it. Apple may finally shut down iTunes, but the iTunes era ended long ago. And I'm like, doesn't iTunes kind of have like a bestseller chart, and isn't it always up to date?
I mean, I have Apple Music. I use my iTunes for it on my computer. I listen to audio. I have audiobooks that are in MP3s that are legally paid for. They're not stolen MP3s, but they're in MP3 form, and the only way to easily get them on my phone is through iTunes. I use iTunes. So I have an iPhone.
I don't get it. I mean, if it's dying, let it die, but at the same time, don't take away what's already working for these people. I don't know. They said that there was a rumor around the rumor mill saying they're going to replace it with something a little bit better, and I'm like, don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So the company started in 1976. Apple started in 1976. They were
With
only
Apple One.
Yeah, they were the Apple Computer Company, and then in 77 they became Apple Computer Incorporated. So for a year their name was different. And then that ran from 77 to 2007, and then they went through a change again to where they're now just Apple Inc. From 2007 to present. But the company's been around for since 76, so that's 43 years that the company's been around, if my math's right.
Yeah.
And I feel like someone there has decided 43 years. I think that's the marker where we decide, let's dismantle everything we made. Because
we don't need it.
Last several years, they have changed the cable that we all use since the birth of the iPod. They got rid of the home button that we have used since the birth of the touch iPod. They have now begun talks of destroying iTunes. They got rid of the headphone jack. They just keep dismantling everything that they built. You know, when they first announced that they were changing the cord, my first thought was, I have 30 of those cords in my house. Now I have to go buy 30 new ones. No. And I kept my phone until the day it broke. So I went several generations without buying a phone. Now I have one with a new lightning cable. Not new anymore, but the lightning cable. And yeah, I have several lightning cables in my house too. And yeah, you can argue, well, that's why Apple did it, because you had to go out and buy those cables. No, all my cables are second companies. They're not from Apple.
But that's the thing. In order for them to use those little tiny heads that plug into that phone, they had to buy it from them. So they're still getting their money.
Yeah, but not as much as I bought from Apple.
Eh.
So one thing I did do that I really hated is, because I used to use headphones that would plug in, is I bought the adapter, which was $40 and would allow you to charge your phone and use your headphones at the same time. It would not allow you to use two sets of headphones, though. So if you wanted to like split listening to something with someone, that's not what the adapter would do.
You would have to buy an additional splitter?
Yeah, or a different kind of splitter.
Nah.
That $40 thing lasted for 3 months before it broke. I didn't buy a new one. I went and bought a Bluetooth from some other company. I didn't even buy AirPods because I'm too worried about losing them. And my brother, who is a lover of Apple, swears by Apple, has those headphones, swears the batteries last forever. If I'm talking on the phone with him for a couple hours, he goes, oh, hold on, I gotta switch headphones. Or suddenly he's dropped, he's like, oh, hey, I'll hear him yelling, I'm switching headphones. The Bluetooth I have around my neck right now,
it's still on. Yeah,
it's still on, first of all. I need to shut it off. But I can go close to 3 days before I have to charge it.
Mine lasts maybe about 9 hours of continuous, and then I'll hear the boop. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So I feel like Apple's being weird. I mean, the company's not doing bad. Their stock is doing well. It's at $185.22. It's up $2.68 dollars, and so that's 1.47%. Like, they're doing well stock wise. But they keep coming up with dumbass ideas. I don't know how long that's going to last. And like you said, you have the people that swear by Apple to buy anything Apple makes, which is my brother. He's got the HomePod thing. Dude, this thing is huge.
Fucking, it's like a brick, right?
Yeah, it's, I don't know, how big would, about that, how big would you say that is?
About maybe a foot long.
Okay.
About a foot long, maybe a couple of inches
wide. It's kind of tall. And the idea is that this is like the Google Home or the Amazon and Echo, Alexa thing, that stuff. But it's huge.
It's fucking huge.
And it's like, okay, where the fuck am I supposed to put this thing?
Some people stash them under their bed or in a discreet spot because it doesn't need to be out in the open. So I mean, it's if you got the money, fuck it, go for it.
Yeah. Let's move on to the opposite side of this, I guess, which is Microsoft. And the weird thing that they just did. You could talk about it.
So they did a high five with Axe, where they are making an Xbox branded body spray.
They got a body spray,
shampoo, body wash.
Yeah, they got a shampoo, I think.
No, they're both the same. It's like a 2-in-1 body wash /
body
hair.
Face hair. Okay, so they got two sizes. Is what it is. They got the pump and then the squeeze.
Yeah,
and then they've got
smells.
The spray deodorant, and then
deodorant.
That one a stick or is that
No.
also spray?
Spray.
Okay, so it's two different kinds of spray deodorant, and they're green. The liquids are green, and the bottles are all designed to look like the Xbox, different colors and whatnot.
Yeah,
I'm fine with this.
I'm okay, but
I'm not gonna buy it.
I don't think I am either because it's Axe. Axe, whenever it's on my body, like some people it can smell okay on my body, it smells really, really not great.
Lauren used to use Axe. She doesn't anymore, but she used to use Axe, and I didn't mind it, but it was very easy for her to use too much and give me a headache.
Yeah.
I use Degree personally.
That's
That's not a sponsor. That's just what I found that I enjoy the smell of and works okay for me.
I enjoy the Old Spice Wolfthorn
Okay.
because it smells like fucking fruit.
There was an Old Spice. I think it's classic Old Spice. Reminds me of my grandfather. So I don't wear it because I'm like, I don't want to smell like my grandfather. But the smell I like whenever I smell it because I'm like, oh, my grandfather. I did have an issue with this though, the Microsoft stuff, and I brought this up to you. They have a tagline: "Smell like a gamer."
And if it's anything like the gentleman who was at the Magic the Gathering tournament, standing behind them, hands clasped together, placed right in front of his face as he views upon a glorious ass crack, I don't want to smell like a gamer.
No. I'm a gamer. You're a gamer. You're more of a gamer than I am.
I'm a gamer.
Purely because you have the PC, so you got the credentials. We both have been into trading cards. We both are into comics. We're into movies, and we're into all of it.
Mm-hmm.
But we wash ourselves.
I do enjoy a good hot shower.
And
yes.
a lot of gamers do. There's a lot of gamers out there that have perfect hygiene.
Yeah, but then you have those that go to a
there
tournament.
There are the few
oof.
That are bad. I mean, we just covered a story a couple of weeks ago about the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament banning you if you smell bad.
Well, docking points.
Or no, it was...
It was banning?
Yeah, you were going to get kicked out if you smelled too bad.
Okay, yeah.
I'm wondering what the scale was, but...
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what it came out to. I don't remember. We covered that story a little while ago. So, when you say smell like a gamer, to us, that's like, oh, I smell pretty good. You smell pretty good.
Yeah.
But then we have that moment of like, oh, we have those certain gamers we know, though. The stereotype gamer.
Oh, no.
It's a terrible tagline.
It's not great, but I mean, unless they're saying this is the new smell of gamers, buy it, gamers. Gamers rise up. Gamers unite.
Yeah.
Gamers will now smell good.
That's the marketing they need to go. They need to show some guy who picks it up one day and is like, okay, picks it up, puts it on, and then after that, he just like starts killing it in the games or something.
Yeah, that would be
I would say then a girl is attracted to him or something, but you can't really do that anymore.
And then he shoves her away. Be gone, I am playing video games.
You can't have the tag commercials anymore where you would spray yourself and the women would come rushing in.
They can't do that anymore. They can't do any of that.
But they should show him like spraying it and putting it, washing himself in it, and then showing him at a tournament and people are like willing to hug him for winning or something.
Yeah.
We played some new games this week.
Game review.
You gotta stop stealing other people's shit.
It's fine. He steals from a lot of people, to be fair. So
it's secondhand stealing. It's fine.
It's secondhand stealing. It's stealing from someone who's already stealing. But okay. I'm piggybacking off of your Game Pass and all of those games.
Don't call it that.
Huh? Well, I am your son in this ordeal. I don't know what you want me to fucking...
Basically, I own your console. Go with that.
Yeah, you won't... Yeah, okay, that
You're
works.
home networked in.
I'm home networked in.
It's like I own your console.
Yes. And so I can
let you play my games.
Yes. Yes. Played the
Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds and Void Bastards, the two that were released this month, and then a couple months ago.
Let's rephrase that. The two new ones that were released.
Oh, yeah.
Because Void Bastards and Outer Worlds just dropped.
Yeah.
Like, they released on Game Pass when they released as
that
a
day.
game.
Yeah. Outer Wilds, very fun, very beautiful. It's just the flying controls are a little bit sticky.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, just not as much as I probably should. I crashed a few dozen times. The way that respawning works and saving works, it's a good mechanic. It's just I need to dig a little bit more in. But it's a very nice one. You basically need to figure out how to do something before a sun goes kablooey. So I'm like, that's a good story. That's a good quick story. Get you moving.
I mean, you know, it could be an evil moon face that you have 3 days to stop from crashing into you.
Or 20 days to stop a sun from going supernova.
Yeah.
Now this one we both
It
went hard
looked
on.
good.
Oh yeah.
I just haven't played it yet.
Eh.
It's on my list. I didn't get to that one because this is the other one that we talked about that I promised I would get to. So I did my homework.
Yes.
Void Bastards.
Void Bastards. Me and Quincy were talking about it on the way to go pick up our food before we were doing our discussions. We actually brought it up just offhanded. We didn't really have it written down. We just brought it up. And that was kind of cool. Void Bastards, very fun game. It's roguelite, but without much as far as enhancements unless you're building them on the fly per area. And the game ramps up super fucking hard, super fucking fast. On normal difficulty, this one grinded both of our gears.
Yeah, so it took me a little bit to get the hang of it. Not too long, but
No.
I got into it. I got some good gear. The concept of the game is you're a prisoner on the Void, and you're sent out to do these tasks with the promise of getting time removed from your sentence. There's pirates, which I actually haven't had to fight them yet. And then there's like creatures at each place you go to that you have to fight. And they've all got different abilities. I don't know if you noticed the little ones that talk shit drop money each time you kill them.
No, well, I've only killed a few of those.
I
so
went into a
maybe.
place that just kept spawning them nonstop. I finally found the spawn and locked the door.
I
I can't figure out how to shut the spawn off. The ones on the left, you see that photo right there?
Yeah.
The ones on the far left, those ones, they talk shit about you all the time, and they drop money each time you kill them.
Neat.
At least if you get headshots, because I was one shotting them all to make sure that I wasn't wasting the ammo. So you're limited on ammo, you're limited on fuel, you're limited on food,
You gotta find this
and
shit.
you have to go through scavenging basically and killing the things there.
Um,
So I got past the first story section and made it to the second story section,
I could not.
where I promptly just got the living shit kicked out of me and went, fuck this game, and didn't play it for a while.
Yeah, I went through 3 characters. And did you notice each of the characters have their own disability?
Yeah. They have, or not always, they don't always have disabilities, but each character has
A
different
quirk.
traits.
Yeah, quirk.
I had one that was super tall, so technically they couldn't be seen through the windows because they would just block out the window. Yeah.
Okay.
I love that one. Sadly, she died.
Oh, okay. But open and closed, I enjoy the game. The game's fun. It's just
It looks well, too.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's got that nice cell shade.
Ooh, you all right?
Yeah.
He just brought his arm right down
So
onto the mic stand.
Yep. Sorry if you heard that. Oh Jesus. But it's got a nice comic book cell shading. It's got like the kaboom in actual writing.
Yeah, and then like when there's creatures in a room, it'll put the noises that you're hearing from that room.
Oh, like
thuds,
stomp.
The one I love most though is hover.
Oh, I haven't seen anything that hovers
Yeah,
yet. So
there's certain things that hover, and so it just says hover, 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 hover.
And I mean,
That's
it says it through the door, so when you like, in case like you don't play with audio on, you
Yeah.
can tell that they're in there.
Yeah.
Because nothing shows up on your main.
the big spiky bastards. I
They
don't know
are
if
assholes.
they're a pain in the ass. That's actually what got me because I went onto a ship with like 7 or 8 of them, in like one area. I hadn't even get finished exploring the ship, but I don't know if you noticed, their spikes can bounce off of shit and
hit
hurt
you.
them.
Oh.
They'll hurt you too.
Well, they'll bounce off. Like whenever I would duck behind a wall, they would shoot it and it'd bounce off. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you son of a bitch.
What I would do is I would run down a hall, wait for them to get ready to shoot, and then close the door so they would bounce off the door back at them.
Sorry, just
Okay.
got a last second thing.
Gotcha. But I enjoyed it. If you got Game Pass, go play it. And one thing I really liked about this game, and with the other game we talked about too, the Outer Wilds or whatever it was called,
Mhm.
They're both like $30 games.
They are $30 games.
They are not $60 games. And Void Bastards is a Humble Bundle game too.
Yes.
So charity, woo!
Woo.
So
I love Humble Bundle.
did you want to move on to this, or did you want to move on to your just sudden news?
I'll finish with this one. This one I've been playing a lot of. Ashen.
I've never played.
It is Dark Souls-like. It is very, very difficult. It has drop-in, drop-out multiplayer. So in case you have someone in your area, they'll drop in and give you a hand, or you'll drop into someone else's and help them out.
I kind of like that concept, but the game that I felt did it wrong was Dead Island.
Yeah.
Because people just be fucking just randomly showing up in that game. I'm like, get out of here. I don't need your help right now. I'm doing perfectly fine.
No, this one, I actually welcome it.
Okay.
I turned it on, and
Well, he says Dark Souls, like, you need all the help you can get.
I mean, there are some places where you can just go and just run past everything, but then when you reach a certain tier, it's like an extra hand would be handy.
Gotcha.
It is created by a New Zealand studio, A44. I recommend the game if you want something that's challenging. Even if you turn off the multiplayer, there is still the AI that'll pop in because there are some puzzles that require 2 people.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so it'll give you an AI partner that has the same abilities you do. It'll have weapons that are around your area. So if you power up a few weapons, it'll have weapons that are powered up in their class. I'm like, okay, good. Bosses are challenging yet fair. Like there was one that pinned me down. I was like, oh well, if this was Dark Souls, I would have been dead. It took me down to like 25% health. I was like, okay, good. It didn't kill me in one. Thank you. There's a few areas that I felt severely like it was gating me away, because there was that one time where I walked into a cave with this shadowy creature and it just won. I was gone. I was like, okay, looks like I'm not going back there, but I got to pick up my stuff. Tried to pick up my stuff, didn't get my stuff. So, I mean, it does a good job at telling you where you should be going. It gives you a lot of quests. It actually gives you a goddamn map. So, a Dark Souls with a map. Already a plus. Game feels good. Game looks beautiful, even though not much as far as facial structures. It's just a slate with facial hair.
Gotcha.
Which, I mean, it's fine. It's not bad. But earlier this morning, I forgot to put it on my list. Cyberpunk 2077 had a bit of a gameplay trailer.
Finally.
Yeah. It looks good.
Yeah?
It looks very good. It
What
looks
are they
like,
running it on?
I think it's on fucking Red. Yeah, Red Engine 4.
Oh, no, I meant the...
The trailer itself?
Yeah, the gameplay. Was it on PlayStation Pro?
I think it was on a computer.
Oh, okay. So that worries me, because it's like, oh, look how
Yeah,
good this runs on my $6 billion computer.
Yeah,
But obviously not $6 billion, but...
Well, I mean, but I'm sure that on Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro, I'm sure it'll run quote-unquote better.
Both consoles I don't have.
Yeah, I mean, but even still, I'm sure it'll run. It looks like what is it game called? Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Oh, okay.
It looked similar to that, but it had more people on screen. It had a lot of fucking people.
One of the things I noticed about the newest Deus Ex is how small everything feels.
Yeah, I don't like Mankind Divided. That one was...
I was enjoying it, and then I just kind of... I got to the point where I'm like, I have done so much and leveled up so little that I'm getting a little annoyed. Because there's so much leveling you can do in that game.
There is.
And I just felt like I just wasn't getting the experience to really move anywhere.
You're right. But then again, I'm hoping this one does a little bit more because it has actual shops that you could just stop and look at for a while.
That's cool.
And I mean...
I like an interactive environment.
Like, the very first mission you're given, and this is quoting the trailer, so don't go hating on me. But the first mission you get is a high government ranking. It says, here's this credit chip. It's got a lot of credits on it. I want you to go to this evil base and put this chip and upload the virus along with the credits to their account. So it's basically bugged.
Okay.
You can take it for yourself. That's not a problem. The credits are there. Or you can fight back against the government, keep the chip, and fight back against the evil people evil. Or you can warn the evil people about it. Say, here's the chip, here's the credits, go and break it.
So this is going to be one of those games where there's like 4 or 5 different ways you can play it.
Apparently with that mission, there are 8 different paths.
Jesus.
And I'm like, that's game breaking.
Who's making this again?
CD Red?
Okay.
Project Red? CD Project Red.
Okay. What else did they do?
Witcher.
Ooh. Like number 3?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I really
Well,
like number 3.
They did. I think they did 2 and 3.
Well, I mean, 2's fun. It's just broken mechanics.
Let's see.
But I mean, 3's great. I love 3. I haven't finished 3. I'm nowhere near finishing 3.
Witcher. Yeah, all the Witchers.
Okay.
Saints Row 2.
No, that wouldn't be them. Maybe they helped with it, but that's Deep Silver.
Or maybe they bought Deep Silver.
No, Deep Silver's still a solo company. They just sold a chunk of their games, which is why they had to make Gat Out of Hell so that they could redo the timeline for Saints Row. I like Saints Row. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
no,
that
there
list
we
was
go.
wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much The Witcher is
The
their
Witcher
thing.
and then all of a sudden, Cyberpunk 2077. Hopefully,
Maybe that's why it took so long, because like this is the first time that they've built something from the ground up since 2007.
maybe.
You know, I'm just glad we're finally getting a look at it, because it's just I've been waiting to hear about this game for so long. It's like we had the Game Informer for it a year or two ago.
Yeah, about. And
So-
it was all pokes and prods, what we want, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we didn't get nothing.
So,
Motherfucker.
do you want to? We have a few more gaming things. Let's finish those off. So, yeah, go ahead. I'll let you have free reign on this one.
Okay, so the Pokemon Direct just dropped yesterday morning, early in the morning for us Pacificers. It talked about a few random Pokemon, the Wild Zone. It looks really pretty. Pokemon are dancing about, and you can see what Pokemon are in the bush. Pokemon a la Let's Go style. That's fine. But when your legendary looks like Sif from fucking Dark Souls, I'm showing you the comparison to him, and you even said, "Oh yeah, that's fucking Sif."
So, I mean, the sword looks different technically.
Yeah.
The dog looks different technically,
But it's Sif.
but it's the same concept. It's a dog holding a sword by its hilt in its mouth.
Yeah,
It's
so-
just pointing in the opposite direction.
Oh my! To be fair, the Sif can have it in the other. He swifts it around too.
How would that work?
It's like he just uses gravity. I don't know. He does it in the fucking game.
But yeah,
There.
no, they totally. Okay, there you go. Yeah, same direction.
Same direction.
So they totally ripped off Sif. And the shield alternate of this character looks terrible.
Fucking big. It's like maybe a lion-esque. I don't know. It's weird, but people are saying it's like Ukami for the shield variant, as you can see right here.
Which one's Ukami?
This one.
Okay.
Yeah, people are saying it looks like that, but with the crest that floats behind him.
Oh, there you go. That's a good image of the both.
Yeah.
You got the one with them lighting up over here too.
Yeah, that's weird. They were about to have a big old fight before something else.
So
shook
is
up.
that not a Lola, but
No, this is.
no, I know it's Sword and Shield, but I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember the fucking.
Alola is the name of the region. I'm trying to remember the power up. Z power.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, this one has Dynamax, which you take your regular Pokemon and blow it up. It's big.
They're running out of ideas.
I mean, it's basically Mega Evolution, but for all.
I wasn't a big fan of the Mega Evolutions personally, and I wasn't a fan of the Primal thing either.
Where's there it is.
I was about to say you keep getting photos of RVs.
RVs, because Dynamax is the name of an RV. So, oops. But look at that. Look at how big that Lopunny is. Or not Lopunny. Oh, fuck. Scorbunny.
What's gonna happen when he gets knocked out and he falls into the stands?
Yeah. I mean, and then there's going to be raid battles where you and your friends can fight one giant Pokemon. And only one of the 5 people's Pokemons can get Dynamax, so that way they can kaiju battle. I'm like, it's a good idea, I guess. But it makes me wonder if I Dynamax, let's say, an Aggron, who scales off of weight differential.
Could you imagine Dynamaxing a
And I'm wondering if that'll actually play a role.
Oh, what is Magikarp?
Gyarados?
Gyarados. Could you imagine doing that to a Gyarados or an Onix?
I mean,
They're already fucking
big.
huge.
That's why I said Aggron, because
Yeah.
he's just as big.
Although
But-
I feel like maybe they're trying to explain something that they kind of had in the anime, which I would assume was probably in the manga as well, that never got explained. There was that giant. Oh, what was the dragon? Oh, he's like an orangish color. He had,
Dragonite?
was it Dragonite? Okay. There's an episode in the anime with the giant Dragonite that's like attracted to the lighthouse. He kind of comes through the fog, and then he eventually ends up leaving because they hurt him or something like that. And he's never seen again. I'm wondering, they never explain why he's so fucking huge. Like, he's standing in the ocean, it's at his waist, and he's like as big as the fucking lighthouse. Yeah. I'm sure you could find it if you were to look it up.
Right.
But I'm wondering if this is maybe them finally explaining a never explained thing.
I mean, maybe. It's hard to say.
I don't have my fingers on the pulse of the Pokemon lore like I used to.
Nope.
So.
Nope.
We can talk about this. You know more about this than I do, though.
I don't know jack shit about it.
Which is still more than I know.
Minecraft Earth, apparently you can build some things, and it uses some pretty dimension-like turning and building in a AR area. So if I had this tabletop that I'm placing my hand on right now, you can build something on it and then throw it into your realm or server as a saved copy of something. There's rumors and speculations on what it can do. Or it'll have an AR code depending on where you're sitting in your home, and it'll have that type of building whenever you play the game. You can fight monsters, spiders, skeletons, enchant things.
But it's like basically Pokemon Go, or the one that preceded that, or was before that, or the new Ghostbusters one, or the teased Harry Potter one, or the Walking Dead one, or the teased Dragon Quest one, or is the Dragon Quest one actually out?
Japan.
Okay, it's out in Japan. It's another walk around, do stuff in their environment on your phone thing.
The Dragon Quest one I actually wouldn't mind here in the States, because it's like you are the thing and you have to fight everything. You're not catching a lot of shit. You can, but you have to fight and level up, and then there's like questing, and it actually involves you walking around.
I'm all for getting people out of the house. I don't want it to sound like I'm not. I'm just come up with your own idea to do it.
Well, Dragon Quest kind of does, because it's like a JRPG, but with your own physical body.
Well, it's like Pokemon originally did a thing long before Pokemon Go. I don't know if you remember this, but they had the little tiny Pokeballs.
Oh yeah,
that you would wear on your waist.
The fucking stepometer. Or what the fuck?
Yeah, it was basically a stepometer.
What the fuck is it called, though?
I don't remember. I don't remember what it was called. Sorry.
I don't either.
But I mean, that actually, it did better in Japan than it did here. But I mean, Japan's a very on the go country. America's lazy.
Pedometer.
It's the pedometer. Okay. Pedometers.
Pedometers.
Let's move on to another Nintendo thing.
So, Nintendo Labo has a VR thing that you attach to the Nintendo Switch handheld.
So I already like the Labo. I haven't used it, but I've seen people using it, and they watch them be astonished at how well it actually reads and works.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a weird use for it.
It's going to be available in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, where Quincey had brought up a thing that I was thinking about. I didn't exactly say it, where you basically have a whole bunch of CPUs playing, and you can look around the map and enjoy the map and enjoy the fight as if you were sitting down and watching it. Playing like this, I would be dizzy. I'd be angry. I mean, don't get me wrong. I play a big character. I would play a big character, considering I would probably play Bowser or K. Rool. But if I was up against a small character like Elizabeth or Mario, even, he would probably be a little bit hard to discern from certain maps in a VR fashion.
I mean, you already kind of had the moment where sometimes there's so much crap going on these maps, you kind of lose track of the characters now.
In Ultimate, not really.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit better in Ultimate. Yeah.
So yeah, basically you build the VR thing for the out of the Labo, and then you slide the screen in, and you're able to watch. They say it's a dozen or so maps. It's not available on all maps. And my assumption with that is this wasn't something they originally planned to do. So there's maps that probably have areas where if you look, there's nothing designed there.
There was like this Shinobi style castle, and down below is just this blackness. Yeah, and I'm like, I mean, that would be technically feudal Japan of that time, I suppose. I think it's a Fire Emblem map, I believe, but even still, it looks pretty. It's a nice thing to do. On the Wii Sports Resort map, you're on the plane and you're flying, and you can look around. You get a full 360, and you're actually looking down at the town as you're flying upwards away from it. I'm like, okay, that's pretty. That's nice, but not Smash oriented.
Yeah, I just playing this would be too difficult. It got to set the computer characters, the CPUs, and just watch them fight.
Yeah.
Enjoy the battle, enjoy the scenery, but yeah. Let's stay on the path of games though for now. So yeah, let's move to this. We finally got the official completed list for the Mega Drive Mini Genesis Mini release, which will release worldwide on the 19th of September.
And cost only $80.
Yeah, 80 here. It looks like 70 francs, 140 in
Australia. Good shit.
That reminds me, there was something that's only releasing in Australia and New Zealand, and I was going to tell Socks that she needs to check it out for us. I don't remember what it was. I'll get back to you on that.
I know that the Xbox stuff started.
Is that what it is?
I think the Xbox shower gel was starting off there.
Well, there's something that's releasing just there.
Interesting. But while he's doing that, the games are actually pretty good. It includes Tetris and Darius, which are Darius is kind of like a clone to it. Columns, which is another clone of Tetris, is another stack 'em up. Road Rash 2, Strider, Virtua Fighter 2, Alyssa Dragoon, Dynamite Heady, Kid Chameleon, which is one of my favorite, Monster World 4, Light Crusader, and Eternal Champions. Or Eternal Champions is probably one of my favorites.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but it was the new Harry Potter thing, Wizards Unite. It launched early there.
Oh, the Pokemon Go style game?
Yeah, I think so.
Neat.
So, if she could send some screenshots just so I can see what it looks like.
Sure. Okay. And then of course they're bringing up other big titles like Earthworm Jim and Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know if they're including extra Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, so Earthworm Jim makes me so fucking excited that alone made me go $80 maybe. I played the shit out of Earthworm Jim when I was a kid. So
Mega Man. Ooh, Street Fighter 2
Special Champion Edition.
Ghosts and Ghouls.
Okay, classics.
Alex Kidd.
I didn't really play Alex Kidd.
Beyond Oasis. Golden Axe. Hell yeah, Golden Axe. Final Fantasy Star 4. Hell yeah. If this... Okay, this is the one major issue I have with these consoles is I don't know if it has saving. If this doesn't have saving, this game won't work. Because this is a fucking long as shit game. And that's Phantasy Star 4, The End of the Millennium. Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball. I like Spinball. Vector Man, which was one of the first 2.5D games.
Wonder Boy and Monster World was the one you just
Sonic 2, Echo the Dolphin, one of the classics. Castlevania Bloodlines, yes.
See, that's another thing that makes me excited. Some classic Castlevania.
Space Harrier 2, Shining Force. Shining Force is another good one.
I didn't play Shining Force.
I have it on that little handheld console if you want to check it out.
Okay.
Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which is another classic kind of. Toe Jam and Earl. Speaking of Toe Jam and Earl, it's getting an update.
It already came out.
The new one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah, it's on Xbox.
Makes me wonder though. Comic Zone, it's okay. It's good. It's a nice little beat 'em up. Altered Beast, Rise from Your Grave. Gunstar Heroes. If you want a good shoot 'em up that's, in my opinion, better than Metal Slug, go Gunstar Heroes. Contra Hardcore, I don't know shit about that one. Earthworm Jim, hell yeah. Streets of Rage 2, hell yeah. Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse, very good classic game. The sequel, starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Thunder Force 3, another shoot 'em up that I vaguely remember. Super Fantasy Zone. Okay, I don't know nothing about that. Shinobi 3, I think I played the first two on an earlier console, but I'm unsure. And Landstalker.
So the Toe Jam and Earl thing is Toe Jam and Earl back in the groove, and it's $20.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'd pay it. Do we have any more gaming things? I mean, technically we do.
Yeah, we can hit this one, and then we got also the one right there.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm super hyped because
I was even hyped for this. There's a few songs that I don't know the names of, but when I hear them, I'm like, ooh, yeah.
Ooh. Final Fantasy, a lot of shit just dropped on Spotify. Like, I just brought up Final Fantasy Tactics. It has a remix called Zodiac. I recommend it. It has Antidote, which is a good fucking song, and then it even has the Final Fantasy Tactics original fucking soundtrack.
Yeah, the main thing was Square Enix
oh!
released the Final Fantasy mainline soundtracks, but it's not just Spotify. You can get it on iTunes as well.
But
So
fuck
anyone
them.
well, if you have Apple Music,
I'm joking.
like me,
Yeah, I know, I'm joking.
or you want to actually be able to listen to your shit in order without, Spotify deciding how you're going to listen to it.
Yeah. I mean, I fucking love Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't need to tell you that is my benefacto favorite Final Fantasy game. The reason why I say it like that is because it's one that you can finish a mission, put it down, and pick it up later on. You don't need to keep going. Yeah,
going.
you don't have the sure, it'll have the compel to get you to keep going, but it's not gonna. If you're like, oh man, it's already 4:00, I gotta go to bed.
So I'm gonna pull up my Apple Music really quick. You can go ahead and keep going through this. I just want to see what comes up when I look for it.
Okay. Let's do a comparison here. Final Fantasy. Let's go 7. Oh, would you look at all that? Holy shit, that's a lot of fucking albums. Holy shit, that's a lot of fucking albums. Quincy.
That's just a couple.
Quincy.
Yeah, it's not much. Yeah, I see. It's not that much. You got to figure some of that's probably covers and stuff.
Covers
like that.
and stuff. Yeah, I see like Final Symphony, which is the even though it is the original creator, but it's in symphony form. It has a lot of cover. Yeah, it does have a few covers here, but holy shit, there's a lot on here. Crisis Core. Those Who Fight. Final Fantasy VII. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm wondering if it didn't come out for Apple Music because I'm not finding it.
Are you telling me Apple's a not so great product right now?
Hold on, I'm still looking. Spotify and Apple Music. That's what the article says.
Oh,
I'm looking at what company is this? TNW, the next web. I'm looking at their article right now, and they're saying, I'm wondering if I just searched it wrong. I don't know how you're supposed to search it.
Ooh, that's a lot of good music right there. Trail of Blood from Final City. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, I mean, shit. I now have a lot of music to add into a specific playlist on my Spotify. I don't have Spotify Premium, but this actually leans me to get Spotify Premium because I love Final Fantasy. It's one of my staples. The music more so gets me the good feels. But lately, I've been listening to a couple other podcasts.
Oh, okay. You can find it if you look up Square Enix music. That's the easier way to find it.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, I found it. There's a bunch on here.
Keep hitting it. Oopsie doodles.
Also, the other thing you have to remember, you can also look up artists, like the actual artists that did songs, things like that.
Yeah, Nobu and all them. Let's see what happens when I look up Square Enix on this. Square Enix. Oh.
No.
Not really.
No.
But
Tactics is, I found Tactics just now. So,
oh, hell yeah.
The other thing is knowing the actual names of the albums helps as well.
Yeah.
So I typed in Final Fantasy Tactics, and I got Final Fantasy Tactics Original, and I got the Zodiac Final Fantasy Tactics.
Good shit. I recommend Zodiac.
And then the 2015 Final Fantasy Tactics.
Okay.
It looks like that's by someone else. So, yeah. No, it's on Apple. I just wasn't searching it right. That's on me. I was all for it when I heard about it. I was like, there's a few that get me in. I'll probably pull through and just kind of do a run through on it, see what I like, what I don't like. I won't end up adding full albums. I can tell you that already.
I don't think I would add the entire Tactics because there are a few of those slow songs that I would probably just push.
Yeah, away. I think honestly it's going to be things that kind of get the blood pumping if I do it.
And there might be a couple relaxation ones, like the Tavern theme. I love the Tavern theme from Advanced, if they have that one.
I also don't have a lot of experience with Final Fantasy games. There's a lot of gaps in my knowledge, so it's kind of like there's gonna be some songs where I'm like I'm gonna have to sit there and listen to them and see what they're like because it's my first time hearing them.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and move on to this confusing news article.
Okay. I don't like Epic Games Store. They give away good games every week. That's fine. You can do that, but don't don't have exclusivity and then immediately turn around and say, hey, we're now doing a very weird thing by having it release on the Microsoft PC Store.
Yeah, so on the 9th of this month on Microsoft Store, you will be able to get Metro Exodus.
And that's very confusing to me. Like, don't get me wrong, it's probably an okay thing, and you had made mention that you're wanting it to overtake Steam.
It
could. I mean, it could overtake.
No, my thought process is that this might be Epic doesn't like Steam. Someone at Epic wants Steam to go down, and this is their attempt to do it by blocking Steam from being able to get the game, making the game only available for them. And then when people are upset about that, they go, oh, okay, here, it's available over here or over there, but still not on Steam. Like, they pulled it from Steam. Unless you already own this game, you can't play it on Steam.
That's ridiculous. But then again, I bind all the games I have to my Steam, so no matter what, I'm playing it through fucking Steam.
Yeah.
So I'll fight you. Like, I don't... Having the third party open up while I'm getting it through Steam, that's fine. But as soon as it's done and over with, I close out of it. I don't have very many friends on your very strange DRM. I am against you, Epic Game Store.
And I mean, with Microsoft, it connects to your Xbox account as well. So, I mean, you've got your friend list from Xbox, which is cool and all.
That's fine.
But I mean, you know more people through Steam than you know from anything.
Yeah, you're right. And even on Discord, with Discord, it even binds to your Steam. So even if you have friends on Steam, they move over to Discord if they've bound it to their Steam. So you can find your friends on Steam, on Discord. And even with the Discord games, guess what? You even can say, I'm playing this game, you want to join me? Let's go. It's just like Steam, and all the handshakes that are going on between Steam and Discord are fucking amazing.
No.
And even all the exclusives to Discord with Discord Nitro, I'm okay with, because they're, number one, giving them away for free, and number two, they're not making games super exclusive to the point where you can't acquire it. It's like indies that are having a hard time making their money. And I'm not like, it's not like a AAA fucking title. They're just wanting to see more money. They're not wanting to make a contract.
It's helping the little guy.
Yeah, they're wanting more money because they're saying, hey, we want to work on a bunch of projects, but we don't have the money to do it.
Well, we've seen some amazing stuff come from indie people. It's just, some of them got lucky and blew up, and others have needed that push.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how high Devolver Digital would be if Hotline Miami didn't sell well.
No.
Like, it actually makes me wonder.
And look at, what's his name? Undertale.
Fox.
Yeah, I mean, he already had a bit of a career before, but if Undertale hadn't been in what Undertale was, would he have made the sequel? I mean, I'm sure he would still want to have.
Oh, of
course. Or not sequel, but like his next game.
Deltarune.
Yeah. I'm sure he still would have wanted to. He probably still would have.
It's a sequel.
Okay, it is a sequel. But it wouldn't have the tracking that it has.
You are correct. It would be very... I mean, he probably still would have done it considering it didn't cost him much to make it.
Well, and I don't want to say he got lucky.
No.
But in a world where, even AAA titles are failing.
That's an understatement, but yes.
So, I mean, because he put a lot of work in, and I understand why the game did well. I've played the game. I mean, do I think it's the greatest game ever made? No. Am I mad I played it? No.
But you do see why people enjoy it.
Yeah, I see why people enjoy it.
Yeah.
Although the entire thing is a damn meme, but
it's a meme. It has pretty much the same chord for the music, and just different octaves.
I like certain songs in there a lot. Other songs,
well, if you like that song, guess what? You like this song because it's either A, slower, B, higher pitch, or C, it has a few little bit of extra instrument in it.
That's another thing that's available on Apple Music. The soundtrack to that.
I like Undertale's music. Spear of Justice is probably one of my favorites, which is Undyne.
Undyne's isn't bad. I like Sans.
Sans? Yeah, Megalovania. That's the big meme.
Yeah.
That's the big old meme. What is this? What is going on down here?
It's a commercial for something. It looks like it's Hearthstone and some other stuff.
Oh, best free PC games.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool. Let's get that out of there. But even still, back to the original, Metro Exodus is going to be available on the 9th on the Windows Store. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I still want it. I still want the game. But I don't know if I want to go to the degree
I already have the first two on Xbox. So if I'm going to get them, I'm going to get them on Xbox, honestly.
That's fine and fair. That's cool. But on my own vanity, I don't want to put the money toward it because of how they treated us. They canceled my pre-order
I mean,
It's
the
the
money.
only game I pre-ordered on Steam.
Yeah, the
ever.
money won't go to Epic. It'll go to Microsoft, and it'll go to.
But I still don't want it to go to them.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
the company that made it.
saying. Yeah,
Gotcha.
because they signed that contract that fucked me, and
Yeah.
that makes me feel bad.
I understand that. I've got a few little news things for
I
gaming.
I have one more gaming news if you don't mind.
Do you have one more gaming? Yeah. I have a few on my phone still. So.
Remember when I was telling you about Yumi about maybe 2.5, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
They're already bringing out another new champ. I know. They're bringing out another new champ. And she looks fine. It's just fix your shit, Riot. Like, I don't play your game as much as I used to. But she's fine.
Immediately, the weapon just makes me think of that guy in Yu Yu Hakusho that put the Jigan eye into Hiei's head. He's got the big blade like that.
Oh, okay.
Big circular blade.
It's a rounded blade, and she controls the element of the forest, the fire, and the ice. And she says everything.
Everything?
Kind of. But to me, she looks like a shitty Sivir. She's an assassin. So I'm like, cool, we have another assassin to worry about. I'm wondering how she's going to do lockdowns and all that shit. But then I'm like, wait, Riot, fix your shit. We don't even have Mordekaiser, who just got his rework. He looks fucking amazing. They reworked him, and it makes me want to play Mordekaiser again. Mordekaiser's rework? Now, hold on. He went from something really bad to something really good. Like, look at this badass. He's a dark boy.
That looks cool.
Yeah.
You know what that makes me think of Dark Souls.
Yeah, a little bit. But look at him. Look at him. He's just so angry. And his new abilities are much more valiant than his old ones. His old ones were he was always slow attacking because his Q has a 3-strike. Ping, pang, and then the pong does the real damage. It always took too long, and whenever he was up against like someone of range, he was always falling behind. But this one, he has a new Q, just smacks. His ult, he would curse you, and for 8 seconds, you would watch your life bar just slowly disappear.
What a bitch.
Yeah, pretty much. And if you died during that point, you would become a specter on his side.
What a bitch.
Yeah, he basically was.
Although being a specter on his side means you just yell back to your team, "This is what he's doing."
Yeah. It still would shadow your vision away from him.
Oh.
So, but he would basically use that to. But his new kit, now is welcome to the Shadow Realm, bitch. It's a 1v1, me versus you. No one else can interfere, and he just can smack the shit out of you. And I'm like, that's good and all, but I don't know. I love Mordekaiser. I love the old Mordekaiser. New Mordekaiser looks great. I would need to fuck around with his kit some more. He just got dropped onto, I think, base game now. Like, I saw him on PBE not too long ago and saw his kit, but he just got dropped onto base. I'm excited to play him, but fix your shit before you put in new things, Riot. That's all I'm asking. That's enough of that. That's enough out of that.
So my next news story is actually the tab to the left.
Yeah, right.
After being out for almost 6 years, GTA Online looks like it might be finally opening the casino. Now, they haven't actually come out and announced anything, per se, but because it's had signs that say, hey, coming soon for a while. But if you go up to the casino now, you'll see that they've changed some stuff outside the building. They've got things like blocked off. There's construction equipment, stuff like that. So they're making it look like they're actually working on it. Now, I'm wondering if you're going to be able to actually go in there and gamble for in-game currency, because shark cards are a thing you purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can actually purchase in-game currency. So now if you're able to go in there and actually
gamble,
I mean, you won't be able to turn it into real money because you can't withdraw your money.
Yeah, no. So you're putting money in there to make more money or try to make more money for non-physical.
Yeah, I'm wondering exactly how illegal this is going to be. I'm wondering where the line is on this. And then you got that senator that's already pushing that pay-to-win bill and loot crate bill and whatnot.
I mean, I can see it. I can see that being the actual issue.
Sorry, loot box, not loot crate.
Yeah.
I have to correct that. Loot crate is the subscription service. Loot boxes are the things that are in video games.
I mean, I could see it. I could see it being good. I
mean, I don't play GTA Online anymore, so it's no skin off my nose. But
same. But I mean, for those who do, I've seen a few roleplay streams, Don't get me wrong. That shit gets my sides a twisting.
Oh yeah, no, the game was fun. It was the audience that was the issue.
Oh,
Or not the
yeah.
audience, the other players that started making the game an issue. So let me just burn through these couple quick
Kipple?
Kipu.
Kipu?
So Naughty Dog announced that they will be shutting down the Uncharted 2, 3, and Last of Us PlayStation 3 multiplayers on September 3rd. I'm assuming not enough people are playing them, with Last of Us being over on 4, and actually Uncharted 2 and 3 being over on PlayStation 4. I'm assuming it's running on different servers.
More than likely.
So they're shutting down those servers on the 3rd.
I mean, to be fair, the PlayStation 3 is kind of it's starting to slow down. So I'm okay with them taking away from things that are.
I just thought it was
dying out.
crazy how quickly Last of Us is going down versus how long Uncharted 2's has been out.
I mean, they're probably looking at the numbers and saying it's enough's enough.
Yeah, everyone went and started playing it on the PlayStation 4. When I played it, it was on the 4. But that's because that's when I got the chance to play it. Yeah. Let me see. What else do I have here? We already went over the Genesis thing. I think... Okay, yeah. My last video game news story is that on Saturday, we will finally get gameplay for Jedi: The Fallen Order from E3. Not from E3. From EA.
Well, that's at E3, technically.
On Saturday?
Oh, this Saturday?
Yeah, this Saturday.
Oh, I thought it was next Saturday.
No, it's this Saturday.
Oh, then yeah, we're getting it before E3.
Yeah, which I found weird. And it's making me wonder what EA is going to show us at E3 then.
They're probably going to have a demo at E3.
That'd be nice. We won't be there to play it, but
no.
that'd be nice.
Hey, if any of you dumb son of a guns want to give us a press pass, please.
I can't take off work for E3. It's too close. You go. It's too close.
I'm sure you.
Next year, guys.
Next year.
Ahead of time.
Get us there.
Push us
off a cliff. I mean,
no. Maybe. Tell your friends about the podcast so that we could possibly do this.
Yes, we would love to go to E3 and do this physically, because don't get us wrong, we enjoy talking about this shit, and we love giving our 2 cents.
I'm going to watch the live stream.
I'm going to probably catch a little bit because I'm going to be at work. So.
I'll probably just put it in my earbud and listen.
I mean, we'll probably have to do a lot of back and forth and talk about it and actually make an actual list, because we got to figure during that entire week between now and the time our next podcast piece
all of E3 will happen.
Huh?
All of E3 will happen.
All of E3 will happen, and we might have to push it to the following weekend before we get the next episode up, because I have to work during the next podcast day, so that way I can have
the con off. Are you free that Wednesday?
I'm free the Wednesday, but I don't know if you want to do...
I can move it to Wednesday.
We can move it to Wednesday?
Yeah.
So you'll get next week's episode, so it'll be only 6 days away instead of 7 days away. Hooray! Yeah. And then we'll talk about that thing on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll prep everything for E3 and talk about it on Wednesday. Do the movies on Wednesday, and then we can talk about the con and their next set of movies
on the
following Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Figured it out. You guys just heard us brainstorm. Do you want to move to these, or do you want me to burn through a couple small things over here?
Burn the small things.
Okay. So Randy Newman is back for the 4th Toy Story.
I love Randy Newman.
I like him.
Even though most of his music sounds the same now, he's still a good man.
He's got a definite feel to his music, yeah. And he just released Ballad of a Lonesome Cowboy. I haven't heard it yet, but everyone says it's super sad. So there's a lot of stuff going around about how sad 4 is going to be, how Tom Hanks had troubles going through. They're killing Woody. I think that's what they're doing. They're killing Woody.
They're having to split him.
Which I find really weird, because Tom Hanks said he'd never play a character that died again. Years ago. After, I think... I'm sure that spoilers, after Road to Perdition.
Okay. I'm sure that they had this planned, and they ran it by him, and he was like...
Tim Allen said he had to help Hanks get past the final scene.
Really?
Yeah, he says it was rough.
That's
they're killing Woody.
That's a big fucking...
I think they're killing Woody.
They're either killing Woody or they're killing Buzz.
Maybe they're killing Buzz. That would suck.
Or they're killing Slink.
I still haven't seen 3, so...
Oh no, what if they're killing Slink?
Who does Slink's voice?
I
know the voice actor from Mr. Potato Head died, because that was I'm spacing on his name. He was a famous comedian. Oh, I feel so stupid.
Slinky Dog voice. Oh, it changed.
Oh, it's Blake Clark now. Originally it was Jim Varney. Jim Varney passed away. That's why. Jim Varney died. That's why.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
He was Ernest.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow, he looked good.
yeah, he aged pretty well.
Yeah.
You know who kind of reminds me of him looks wise? Hayden Church. A little bit.
A little bit.
Can you pull up who does Mr. Potato Head? I know the name. I'm spacing on it. He just recently passed away.
Mr. Potato Head?
Yeah. I'm gonna kick myself in the ass when you pull this up.
Don
Don Rickles, son of a bitch.
Mr. Sunshine?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Hold on.
Famous comedian. He was hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew that. I freaking knew that.
I forget what Don Rickles' nickname was.
Well, scroll down. They normally have a section on IMDb about that. You should have collapsed that before scrolling. Mr. Warmth.
Mr. Warmth.
You can click see more, see if there's more of them.
Oh. God bless America.
No, go back to the top. It should have been up there, I think. When you do the see more.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Merchant of Venom.
And Glasshead. Okay.
Okay, I thought it was Mr. Sunshine or something of that sort. But, wow. I didn't know he did,
Yeah, he's Mr. Potato Head.
Hmm.
So some more small news. After only being out for 6 days, DC Universe cancels Swamp Thing.
And I heard Swamp Thing was actually pretty good.
I do believe it's being done by a horror director.
And I heard it actually had like the good undertones of a horror movie.
What's his
but
name? He
done
did
well.
the first Saw movie. The first 2 Saw movies. Yeah, just pull up Swamp Thing director. So there's a lot of speculation that the streaming service is not doing well. It's not Wes Craven. That's the original Swamp Thing.
Yeah, I'm getting it. Shut up.
There's a lot of speculations that the streaming service is not doing well. So I'm assuming that this kind of comes from not that the show wasn't doing well, but more that they don't really have the ability to keep making it. Go back to the top. It should have been around there somewhere.
It's only stars and creators.
That's not how it should be. Why is this being so weird? Scroll
don't.
down more.
Okay.
Right. Who's that? Does it give a name for that video?
It's a clip.
Okay, that doesn't help.
No. So,
just go back to Google and do Swamp Thing TV show director.
Okay.
Because you did Swamp Thing director and it pulled up the original movie.
Oh.
There you go, 2019.
Uh.
James Wan.
Okay.
That's the name I was looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, I do believe he did 1 or 2 of the original Saw movies. He's a good director. I like him. So I feel bad that this project's canceled.
Sucks.
But, I mean, I was looking forward to the DC Universe when they first announced it. And they've got a lot on there. But there were certain things where it's like they kept dragging their feet on putting it available on more streaming services. And they were finally like, oh, it's on Roku. It's going to be on Roku a couple months before launch. And then they launched it. And the price wasn't sitting right with me. And now it's finally on Xbox after having been launched. And I'm like, why weren't you on Xbox before it launched? Like,
that's not good.
they also put a lot of time into, you also get exclusive. You can read comic books on the service. You get exclusive merchandise that you can't buy anywhere else. There's a section for cosplays where everyone can discuss and stuff like that. Like, they're trying to make it more than just a streaming service, which is great. But how does that translate over to a Roku? How does that translate over to the Xbox?
It doesn't.
So, and other streaming service stuff, we've got Lucifer is renewed for a 5th and final season, which is weird to me. Because this is only the 2nd season made by Netflix. They saved it from cancellation to make 2 seasons. And everyone says the last season was amazing.
And now all of a sudden they're saying, guess what? It's over.
Yeah. That one's actually based off a comic. I don't know if you know that.
Nope.
Yep. That's a Vertigo comic, I do believe.
Neat.
Go ahead and hit your Netflix news then.
Netflix is working on Magic the Gathering, made by the Russo brothers.
Which is what concerns me.
It's what concerns me also, but then again, they have a lot of freedom with the characters, because there's Chandra, the pyromancer. There is Jace, the one who can walk between the tides. I'm keen to learn a little bit more. I would want a little bit more because I'm super knowledged. I just want to know more. I don't know. There's a lot there that I need
to see more images.
Yeah, more images. I mean, seeing the back of Chandra and how well she looks, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But I want more. Give me more.
Is this going to be live action or CG or?
animated.
Animated. Okay.
So I'm okay.
So they'll probably look good.
It'll probably look fine. I just hope they don't fuck with some of the towns that I know.
So that leads me into a couple more quick things.
Okay.
Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous? Cretaceous, thank you. Camp Cretaceous will be a TV animated series on Netflix with Spielberg producing. I mean, that's cool and all.
You
but
remember what I said?
as you
right?
said, yeah.
Just work on Animaniacs.
Yep, Spielberg. We need Animaniacs, but he's doing that over with Hulu.
That's
so.
fine, but work on the Animaniacs. Don't do multiple projects.
I actually
Stop
was
it.
just looking through his project list. He's got a lot of shit right now that he's working on.
Yeah, stop those.
But it's majority producing. He's not doing very much directing right now.
I don't care.
Warner Brothers is skipping Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con.
So it's basically like Sony at E3. They'll have their booth set up, but they're not gonna do their.
There won't be trailer releases then.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Wonder Woman news we have is the Wonder Woman news we have. I mean, they just dropped a bunch of Wonder Woman stuff, which looked good, but
I mean,
no Hall H trailers. That's really weird. And it's like, I feel like this is the time to do it because what is Marvel going to be showing us at Hall H, or not Hall H, but their hall? Because I mean, they can show off a lot of people can show off a lot of things in a lot of places. It's all a matter of what we on the outside get. Yeah, but my point is that like Marvel just did their big thing.
Yeah,
they're gonna have a lot of time building up to the next big thing. So this was the moment where DC sort of swooped in. Warner Bros. Just swooped in and been like, "Here's our big thing," but instead we're getting nothing rather than at least something small. The Ranch will end after season 4, according to Ashton Kutcher. So, do you ever stop and go, I want more SpongeBob?
Hell no, I don't.
You don't think you need new episodes of SpongeBob?
Hell no, I don't.
Oh, why not?
I don't know. I guess I just don't watch it.
Okay, well, they're doing a 10-year-old SpongeBob prequel called Camp Coral, spelt with K's. Because, of course.
Krusty Krab pizza.
I don't know how I feel about this, and I feel like Nickelodeon's doing it because the creator of SpongeBob died, so now there's no one to stop them. Maybe we should all try to stop them. This doesn't sound
well.
good.
I don't know. Maybe what if? And I put a very stern stand on the what if. What if this is good?
I mean, it very possibly could, because Nickelodeon's got good writers, they got good voice actors. But the thing is the current SpongeBob show has never been worried about going into their past and stuff like that. Why do we need a show that's all set in their past?
They must have some reason to do it.
So I don't know. It seems weird.
It is weird.
Let's go to the last tab.
Okay, I'm giving it to you. I don't.
So there's talks of a Django Unchained sequel. So for those that don't know, Django it was actually originally a character, I do believe, before Tarantino. But Django Unchained is a Quentin Tarantino movie. And then after that, people started making comic books. Collider did the Django Zorro graphic novel that did very well, actually. And so now there's talks that Quentin Tarantino and comedian/writer Gerard Carmichael are going to be doing a film for the 7-issue crossover series. I am kind of into this.
I'm down.
Loved Zorro growing up, both the original black and white show, the later incarnations, even the Antonio Banderas whole where he's like the new Zorro taking over for Anthony Hopkins' like older Zorro. That whole thing. I enjoyed all of it. So that's cool. And I loved Django Unchained. I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah. I'm neutral to it. I like Tarantino as a director now. Now that I've been able to dig in
a little more.
And I mean, I'm excited for this.
The thing that worries me about this is there's so many characters that made Django Unchained amazing that are dead.
Yeah.
Not that Jamie Foxx wasn't amazing, because Jamie Foxx is amazing as Django. Yeah, he fucking killed it as Django.
Murdered it.
We saw way too much of Jamie in that movie, but I could have gone my whole life without seeing that much of Jamie. But just the characters I loved like died or whatever, and so the concept is he's still a bounty hunter, and he just ends up crossing paths with Zorro, and nonsense ensues. Zorro's whole concept of being he was set in California when it was still partially Mexico, but kind of starting to become the whole. It was purchased and
Mexicali.
it became California.
Okay.
But there was still very much about it being Mexico. Like it was still very involved in the culture of Mexico.
I get you.
So this could be very interesting.
Yeah, okay.
We don't have too much information on it right now.
Nope.
I'm wondering if it'll be. There's talks that it might be Sony because he used to do his movies with not Wazowski's. What is it? Miramax? What the hell are the brothers?
The Weinsteins?
Weinsteins, thank you. He's
Yeah.
doing with Weinsteins, but now the whole Weinstein shit happened, and so I'm assuming he's gonna move on. So we'll see what that ends up being like.
Okay.
And then we have this confusing nonsense. I was all for this movie until someone pointed out a flaw and kind of ruined it for me.
I'm still happy for it just because people are making kaiju movies better. Make kaiju movies great again, and that's what they're doing. So, Godzilla vs. King Kong.
Did you really just drop that line?
What?
Make kaiju movies great again.
Yes.
Screw what the critics are saying. I'm all for all the giant monster fighting. I don't need the
Give me
human
Pacific
drama.
Rim, but from the weird voidling standpoint.
Yeah.
Because if you give it to me from their viewpoint, they drop in, fight, and then die. I could care less, or kill something and then die. Like, fucking give me that shit all day.
So
I don't need no fucking story in my kaiju fighting.
but the topic here is Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yeah, King
It's
Kong
been talks for a while.
King Kong's a little bit of a baby compared to Godzuki.
That's the problem. Godzilla is fucking huge, and there's talks that this would be the King Kong from Kong Skull Island, which there was another thing I saw on fandom that someone covered the fact that he is an adolescent in that, and that movie takes place in 1973, as where there'd be the Godzilla from King of Monsters, who is in current time of 2019.
Yeah.
So that's, almost 40 years of growing, or over 40 years of growing for him to do. So there's the potential for Godzilla to get, not Godzilla, King Kong to get bigger, but right now there's a huge size difference.
I mean, as said, Kong got big speed. I mean, he's a monkey. Monkeys can brace down and just go.
Yeah, but the problem is that it would be like him climbing a building, a big building, bigger than any building there is, and so it's like, how much damage can he really do to that? And that's where the confusion's coming in.
I don't know. I'm thinking he's got some delts. I'm pretty sure he's got some strength.
I'm thinking they're gonna have to make him bigger or make Godzilla smaller, and they could easily make him bigger by saying he grew because it's been 40 years. He was an adolescent. Yeah. Fine, done. He's huge.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just worried that they might do something stupid, be like, oh, there was someone that shrunk Godzilla so that they could fight evenly. I'm like, okay, if they do that, I'm out. I don't want to see that movie.
Because if we have shrinking technology, shrink them down to nothing and then eliminate them. There should be no limit to shrinking.
Yeah.
Did you hear they're wanting to do Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in a TV show?
No, well, just stop. We only needed the first two.
That's why I didn't want to talk about it, but I was like, shit, that brought it up.
They need the first two, and then the ride at Disneyland was the 4D interaction thing at Disneyland was fun. But I mean, they were only what they were because Rick Moranis was amazing, and Rick Moranis retired. He will not come back.
Leave him alone.
Leave it alone. Let's move on to the last story, and then we'll quickly do our topic.
Okay. IKEA keeps coming up in our fucking in our entire thing. As soon as we're done, we think we're done with IKEA.
So this one doesn't actually have a connection to pop culture, but you fell down the rabbit hole of IKEA-ness because I took you to IKEA, then we covered that pop culture thing, and so now you're just
and this is fucking cool. Look at
IKEA.
this. It's on like a little track. So it's a flat thing that's pretty compact. It rolls up from a couch to a bed, and it can go discreet. And then on both sides, it has like a desk or a double-sided closet. And
it's also got like bookshelves, all kinds of storage.
Yeah, and it's super keen and super neat. We're not going to know more about this until 2020, and that's going to drop in the Asian area more than us because we're fine. We probably won't need something like this, but this shit looks cool. Like, it's got a pop. It's not a fold-out bed. It's a roll-out bed. What the fuck?
Like, but could you imagine if this started being implemented in the small, older places that you have in, like, New York?
Yeah.
Like, how you've got some of those buildings where, like, they're not, really able to update the building because it's old and it's
having
compact.
one of these on this track would...
putting one of these in there, you immediately skyrocket what you could do with that place.
Yeah.
You could sell it for so much more, rent it out for so much more.
Or just sell it out or rent it out to at that price and just be like, here's this. It's a nice added feature. We're sorry that, we don't have like a full-size bed for you. It's still a fucking twin.
Yeah.
That looks good. And
we finally got an IKEA about 4 years ago out here. Because IKEA bases where they're going to open up a new location off of the education of the place. Yeah. And the financial status of the place. So that's why it took so long for Vegas to get one. We were dumb and broke. And if you live here, you won't argue. But so that's why it took us so long to get an IKEA. But now that we have one, I love shopping there. But the things that make IKEA great are kind of wasted on this town because we don't have the, crazy condo apartment living. We don't have the crazy dorm living. Yes, we have dorms. Yes, we have condos and apartments. But we're not like New York. We're not like Chicago. We're not like Boston. We're not like LA.
No.
So IKEA is fun, but I don't know. Yep, there you go. He was laughing at that, so he pulled it up. Nevada once again been ranked as the worst nation for high. Sorry, my brain completely dumped there. Yeah, go ahead.
Nevada has once again been ranked worst in the nation in a highly regarded report card for state education systems, ranked 51st out of 50, just because of the District of Columbia is its own and Puerto Rico is its own.
Yeah.
So we are 51.
Yep.
We are the worst off of a ranking of 50.
Well, I mean,
how do you fuck up that hard?
High school for me was 8 years ago at this point. To be honest, the teachers don't give a shit. There are teachers that give a shit, I have had experience, and I am actually friends with teachers that give a shit.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of teachers that are purely there in this goddamn town and state for the check.
Yep, and even that's getting.
It's not that great of a check.
But
I know teachers that do 2 and 3 side jobs because they have families.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But even still, that's.
We don't like getting political, but it just
it came up.
It led into it. So that's the last news story. It's cool. What is it called?
It is called the Ori Living because it's all in one Ori. Right? Origami.
No, system called Rognan.
Rognan developed in collaboration with the American Fruits Ori Living.
Yeah.
So it's both.
So Ori Living is the startup.
Well, to be honest, I think the Ori Living is like origami.
Yeah, because I think that's the concept. Yeah.
It looks good.
I like it. I would want it in like a black or a brown, not a white. The white will show all the dirt.
Oh yeah, you fucking kick your shoes off next to that thing, it'll pop off against it.
Well, I mean, you just go to open the cabinet, your hands just dust the side of it, fingerprints. Could you imagine having kids? Ugh, destroy it.
Ugh.
So let's move into our topic before we run long.
Okay.
So today's topic, we decided to talk about discontinued drinks. We're going to save food for another time. So we're going to talk about our favorite discontinued drink. We'll also touch on things we never got to try. So Pepsi Blue.
I've had it.
Never had it. What was it?
It was like take a lot of fucking blueberries and throw it into Pepsi and shake it up because it either came out really okay and not like flat or really fucking flat.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It was okay.
Figure it out. Bring it back. I want to try that. Why is Sprite on this list?
I don't know.
Sprite is still around. So Crystal Pepsi, I didn't try on its first run. I got it on its second run, and I actually like it.
Yeah, it's not bad. I
never tried Coca-Cola Black. Lauren did. That's the
coffee.
Yeah.
Volt.
I drank Volt like it was going out of style, and apparently it was.
Yeah.
Because it went out of business.
The Pitch Black Mountain Dew. I would say that's one of the top ones. I
didn't try Pitch Black Mountain Dew. Now you've got Surge, which
is here.
Surge has made a comeback, but kind of. So Surge came back, and you're only able to purchase it on the other coast or through Amazon Pantry, which you can no longer do that either.
Or
now the only way to get it is if you have a Burger King that has it in their drink machine.
That's it.
They were doing it as slushies for a bit, but they've also got it in that Coca-Cola freestyle thing.
Yeah.
I like Surge. It's good.
Tab was okay.
I didn't try. Tab's still around, actually.
Tab's still around, but very light. Pib Pib is a little out
Yeah,
there.
Pib's still around. This fucking list.
This list has apples.
Well, to be fair, it's people popular on the web.
Yeah. And then the upside down 7-Up, which tasted just like Mountain Dew, but
I never
had that weird tang to it. Let's go to this.
So here we go. He found a better list. Clearly Canadian. I never had.
That's like a seltzer
Black
water.
cherry vanilla. I vaguely remember that. Coca-Cola black cherry vanilla.
I don't.
Vault we covered. Pepsi vanilla. I've never had.
Jolt Cola.
Jolt's back.
Yeah, you can find it at Rocket Fizz.
Yeah, I get it at Rocket Fizz. I enjoy it. I've always wanted to try the Jolt gum, which you can't get.
Yeah. Sprite Remix. I had this.
I liked Sprite Remix.
It was. There were 2 flavors, if I'm not mistaken, and
one of them was like a berry, wasn't it?
one was a berry and one was like a tropical.
I liked the berry.
I liked the tropical.
Okay.
Because it had that. I mean, there's technically the tropical one right now, and I think it is Sprite Remix still.
So Sprite's had a few different flavors I liked. They did a LeBron James one that I really liked.
The cranberry.
Well, they did the cranberry one, but he also did one that had like orange in it. That I really liked.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I just remember seeing the weird claymation commercial where he was like, "You want a cranberry Sprite?"
Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird.
Sprite's done those a couple times though.
Yeah, they have.
I like how this one's worded: original strawberry crush without real
real
fruit juice. So, yeah, there's the Pepsis, Mountain Dew Pitch Black. Like I said, I hadn't tried.
I fucking love that shit.
Orbits. I never had these. I didn't know about these, but basically, it had these little chunks that defied gravity and would just stay in place. Everyone said it was really bland.
I don't know shit about it.
Yeah, you'll have to pull up some videos of that later.
Okay.
Surge, Mountain Dew,
Revolution. That's not too late. I'm gonna say that's not. That wouldn't be too bad because some of these still exist in smaller quantities or in special order.
I've never had it.
Okay, then I'm sure somewhere in Vegas it probably sells it somewhere.
Okay.
Slices. Holy shit, the slices. Okay.
Dr. Slice, the wild one, and Slice Peach.
There's more. There's probably more on this fucking list for Slice. Yeah, Slice Apple. Why
is Tab on here? Tab is still around, isn't it? Am I wrong?
Let's find out.
I'm on it. Go ahead and talk about slices.
Oh, Tab
Okay.
discontinued. Bam. Coca-Cola Company has no plans of pumping out cans of Tab. I guess it is.
Okay, I thought Tab was still
Tab
around.
is not being discontinued nationally.
Okay,
Hang on. It's just rarer.
Okay, I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw Tab at the store recently.
Mm.
I don't drink it.
It's just rare. But Slice, oh man, my mom used to get one of the Slice flavors. I don't remember which one, but it tasted really weird to me as a kid. But growing up, I've missed it. It's weird. It's like one of those nostalgia flavors that I'm like, oh, I remember not liking it, but I think I might like it now.
Gotcha.
But I can't find shit on that shit.
The Jones soda blueberry lemonade. My issue with this being on this list is I'm pretty sure it's still around. 2, this is actually what they used. They put Nuka-Cola Quantum labels on it when they did a special Fallout event. Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Pepsi Tropical Chill. Never
fuck?
tried it. Never heard of it.
Yeah, this one's new to me. Fanta Berry. I think Fanta Berry still exists because Fanta's got a lot of fucking flavor.
Yeah,
It's like Faygo. It's like fucking Faygo.
Remember the Fanta Girl commercials?
Fanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember them. Super Mario Brothers soda. I don't know shit.
I don't remember that.
Nope.
It made fizzy lemonade.
I would be okay.
Had that.
I would like that. The Dark Berry. This one I think was for the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one's gone. Pepsi AM, which had like a double shot of the caffeine.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I would try that.
There's a picture because there's no picture here.
I would try that. Ooh,
Yeah,
I like the can. That can is so old.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, there we go.
Bring that back. I want to try that.
Consumed during breakfast, it features 28% more caffeine than regular Pepsi.
That's the problem. That's probably why it's not a thing anymore. Because there was a spurt in the 80s and stuff like that, and where, having a soda at breakfast wasn't
Healthy.
Well, no, but it still isn't healthy now. But it wasn't looked down on like it is now. Everyone's health conscious. They had to pull soda machines out of schools, yada, yada, yada. I would drink that. I would totally try that.
Oh my god.
Diet Crystal Pepsi?
Oh my god.
That's terrible.
And it reminds me of LA Beast buying a 30-year-old bottle of Crystal Pepsi and drinking it.
Oh, that kind of has still been good.
If you haven't heard of LA Beast, he's a good guy. He always tells everybody to have a good day, and then eats something either very, very hot or very, very disgusting, and then throws it up for our amusement.
Is that the guy that ate the entire bowl of warheads?
Tried to, couldn't finish. Mouth started blistering.
Yeah, so he started crunching them so he could finish them.
Yeah.
And so rather than sucking on them.
Yeah, and then he did 5 pounds of sugar-free gummy bears.
Which made him shit himself.
It made him shoot like Mount St. Helen. But back to the list.
Nesbits?
I don't know what
I don't know what that
seems
is,
old.
but you know what it reminds me of? Fucking Toy Story. I'm Mrs. Nesbit.
I'm Mrs. Nesbit.
Pepsi Fire.
God, hot fire.
So,
sometimes it's cinnamon.
I never had this. However, they did do a cinnamon Pepsi that I had not too long ago, and it is horrible.
That's right, they did.
Yeah.
That's right, they did.
It was not good.
It was not good.
Like cola.
I guess it's like cola, huh?
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
Okay,
Delaware
soda.
Punch. Okay, soda.
Tab
Clear.
Clear. Bosco's Lead. Yeah,
These are getting very obscure.
We're getting into the weird ones.
So, what's the drink, whether it's on this list or not? What's the drink that's gone that you miss and want back?
Probably the Mountain Dew. Where is it? The Mountain Dew Pitch Black.
Okay.
Even though every time I would drink it on an empty stomach, I could feel it just sitting at the bottom of my stomach.
So mine's a bit of an
So I would
odd
have
one.
to
If
eat
you want to argue with me and say no, that's fine. I got a second pick. But do you remember when they first did the voting for the code red, code blue, and there was a third code?
Oh, I loved all the Mountain Dews all the same, but go ahead.
Okay.
Whiteout was good.
The blue was amazing. Now hold on.
I just want to look it up.
Red won,
Yeah.
and red's been a thing, and that was it.
Okay.
And then now they've
Voltage?
no, it was when they were doing the voting when we got to decide if we were going to have
that
code red or
That
not.
one was a part of it.
Yeah.
Game Fuel Alliance.
Like code red won the competition. There was a blue
Rebel.
one in that, and I think it was just code blue, but I could be wrong. That was delicious. And now they have a code blue that they released. It tastes different. I swear it's not the same soda.
I'm looking around. I'm
Just
trying
Google like
Well,
Mountain Dew.
these are all the Mountain Dew flavors.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, is it this one? Is it this one? Because there are 3 blue here. There is Blue Shock,
Yeah, I don't think it was that. It might have been.
Revolution,
Okay.
and then there was the Game Fuel Blue
Game Fuel
Alliance. And then, of course, the one up here, which was...
Do USA?
Oh, no, it is up here. Voltage.
Voltage. Maybe it was Voltage, but
Even still, the blue one.
yeah, the one that was out at the same time as Code Red. Because they were doing the voting, whether they renamed Code Red or whatnot, I don't know.
Let's do a little bit of a search here.
But I swear the blue that they have out now, it's not the same. Like they changed something in the recipe.
Yeah, no.
Maybe Code Red voting. I'll pull some stuff up too.
Yeah, I don't know.
If we're not gonna count that one, then
Democracy.
my other one would be Pepsi Blue because I never got to try it and I always wanted to.
So this is the first voting stage.
Okay, Revolution, Voltage, and Supernova.
And
Okay.
then this is the second one, which is Typhoon, Distortion, and Whiteout, which I fucking loved Whiteout.
Okay, so then I think it was Voltage then.
Okay, hold on.
And now they have
because Code Red I think just came out naturally.
Okay. So I was getting it confused. Okay, so yeah, it was Voltage. Voltage was fucking delicious.
I liked Whiteout from the second year.
And Whiteout, yeah, Whiteout's a thing now. You can get Whiteout.
I haven't found it then. We're gonna have to find it.
Okay, it was out for a while. I don't know if it still is.
Mhm.
We'll look into it. But out of these, Voltage isn't around anymore, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Unless you can specially order it.
Yeah, so Voltage was the one then.
Because
It was
the
amazing.
ones from the early year, I remember they made it specifically with ginseng. Like that was their go-to to add ginseng to it. Yeah, right there. Each included ginseng. And I was like, that's fucking cool.
What is ginseng?
Ginseng is like an herb that helps mind process.
This is another one. I just looked up Whiteout for you. It yet again is on the Dollar General website, and I'm wondering if their website just doesn't update, or if Dollar General has this weird deal with Mountain Dew.
Or if they just buy out all this weird stuff. But it's basically just help for... It says it is genus name of Panax, meaning all healing in Greek. So ginseng is like an all-around helpful root. I don't know what it's... Yeah, ginseng is a helpful thing. Is all I can say.
So I'm going to go with Voltage then, and then my next one is I really wish I had gotten to try Pepsi Blue.
Yeah.
I never got to try it. In my household, for a very long time, it was we were only allowed to have Sprites. We weren't allowed to have colas.
Okay.
So I missed out on a lot of really interesting, crazy stuff.
What the fuck? Mountain Dew Johnson City Gold?
What's crazy is these all have like Amazon links that some of them don't work.
Yeah,
but...
they don't work at all. What the fuck? But I mean, sodas are delicious. It just depends on which one. But yeah, discontinued food. It's gonna be a big one for me.
Yeah, we could probably do a couple episodes on it.
I mean, we kind of ran through it with our nostalgia
a little bit,
but there's a lot more to it than that.
So, yeah, that's all we got for you guys today.
Hell yeah! Remember, email us some shit to watch.
Yeah, E3's coming up, so that's gonna be
a big episode.
We'll tweet, we'll talk, we'll go insane.
We're probably gonna have a bigger episode that day. Because you
probably.
gotta, yeah.
We'll see. It's a matter of how good the news actually is, because it could end up being flat for all we know.
Yeah, it could be 2014 E3, which did not have a lot. I don't remember too much from it, and that's how I am going to base my judgment on 2014's E3.
All right. Well, that's all we got, guys.
Oh God.
So, be safe out there.
Yes, be safe.